Good evening, good evening, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time of day it may be. How is everyone doing this glorious, glorious Thursday? The sun is out and everything is good in the world. AC Milan are joint top of the table in October 2033. And up first tonight is a game against bottom of the league Torino. What on earth could go wrong? But before we head on over that, let's say hello properly and then play a little mystery mini game, shall we? Because we have some beautiful, beautiful people in. We have the glorious Blue Lions. We have the wonderful Zerator. We have the ever irrepressible DM bassist. Lovely to see you, gents. I hope you're all doing very, very well. We've got FMGNG in. We've got a little bit of RJ. We've got some Hussam over on YouTube as well. It is wonderful to see you guys as well. Yeah, how has your weeks been so far? I hope that you've had a very good one so far. I mean, Zerchel mentioned that Rosenberg drew with Hammarby at home in the Conference League playoffs, which isn't a great start, I have to admit. But hopefully just setting the scene for next week's amazing comeback. Welcome in, Jabbits, as well. Lovely to see you, my dude. How are you? Now, there was something that you did on the last stream. I can't remember what, but I remember as I was looking through and reviewing it, I was like, I need to point out what Jabbit said because that was brilliant. That was awesome. And then I've forgotten what the brilliant, awesome thing was. So I will have to double check that after tonight's stream. But all I can say from it is clearly Jabbit is an awesome person and you should pay attention to every single thing he says for the rest of all time. Just in case he says that same thing again that I thought was absolutely incredible. Oh, welcome in, Grizzly P. How you doing, sir? You're back in your PC with a new power unit. Fabulous. It was highly possible that all it needed was vacuum cleaning and rubbing my RAM cards with an eraser. I mean, that's a solution. That is a solution indeed. So RJ says, if you started playing FM now between my vids and DLPs, I'd be a master tactician in this game. I mean, I have a feeling, RJ, you would be a master tactician anyway. You would absolutely nail it without any of our help whatsoever. Now, if you have caught over on Twitch, they are talking of a little bit about the wonderful Rewind the Game podcast over on the Mad Scientist's YouTube channel or his Spotify channel, available on Apple Podcasts and on Deezer, as I was his guest this week. It was released yesterday. Absolutely fantastic. I was his second ever guest, and that's why Blue Lion says that I'm his second favourite ever guest. And I'll take that. I'll take that because whilst technically it's the same as being his least favourite guest, he chose to say second favourite. And that's a more positive spin on it. So I'm absolutely on board with that. So yeah, if you have a free hour and 15 minutes at some point coming up over the rest of this week, I heartily suggest checking it out. I can't remember the link directly, but I do have it posted over on the Discord. So let's pop the link over there if you're interested. Give that a look indeed. Thank you very much. I see that both Hossam and Ian Basis like the shirt. I've finally broken out all the loud, flowery shirts that I've been hiding away. I've got a lovely little pink number as well, just hanging up on the other side of the room as well. That's probably going to be a Saturday night one. Welcome in, Coatiba. Lovely to see you. You're moving to a new place tomorrow. It's around 3 blocks away from Coatiba Stadium. Very anxious, but also somewhat excited. That sounds awesome. That sounds absolutely incredible. I can understand the anxiety. I can also imagine that the next few days are going to be very, very busy, having to pack everything up, unpack, set everything up. Oh, it's exhausting, but it feels so good once you finally got it all settled and to the way that you like. Welcome in, Neutral Normie. How are you, Si? Why I indeed. So RJ says, diversifying your farm experience again. You replaced tractor filters and changed the battery today. That sounds truly exhausting work. Truly exhausting. Jabbits doesn't know what he said. I can't remember what it was, but it was amazing. That's all I can assure you. But listening to everything he says is just poor life advice on your part. I disagree. Listen to everything that Jabbit says. Jabbits, you now have the power. Welcome in, Crodmo. Lovely to see you, my dude. How are you, sir? Lovely to have you in. So RJ's got the stinky cheese today. Thanks, I guess. I mean, the stinky cheese is the best kind of cheese, to be fair. It's definitely, like, stinky cheese is where it's at. Shall we play a game? Instead of talking about stinky cheese, let's head on over and play a mini game. And that, I think, is going to be a little round of top 10. So if you're new to the channel or you haven't been around when we've done this before, let me explain the rules. Very, very simple. It's tenable. So in a few moments, just beneath me there's like a black box that says criteria. I'm going to reveal the criteria in about 2 minutes or so, and your job is to name the top 10 players that match that criteria. You just pop it into chat, you hit enter, and if you've got it correct, it will reveal that you are correct. Now this does mean that you need to spell the player's name correctly. In the majority of circumstances, we're looking for a player's surname only, but if there are 2 players on the list that have the same surname, you would then need the full name. So for example, if we were talking about the top 10 capped Danish goalkeepers, both Peter and Kasper Schmeichel would be on that list. So you'd have to specify Peter or Kasper Schmeichel. Now, if a name has an accent in it, you know, like a lovely little grave over the E, you can include it, you cannot include it, or pick it up either way. So RJ says it is exhausting because the battery weighs 48 kilos. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. So we've got early guests coming in for Zola and Collar. We don't know what the criteria is, but we will know the criteria in a couple of moments, because what I am looking for from you today is the top 10 most Premier League own goals. So I'm looking for Premier League players that scored own goals, and Crodmo comes in very, very, very quickly with Richard Dunn, and absolutely Richard Dunn, top of the list, absolutely miles ahead of anyone else. And then we have Jamie Carragher. Jamie Carragher, that was also Crodmo in there nice and quickly. Beautiful stuff. Zerajul picks up on Lewis Dunk. Do we have any others revealed? We do indeed. We have a bit of Wes Brown. We have a bit of Frank Sinclair. We have some Martin Skirtle. And now, obviously, it's net number of own goals. So defenders that have played a lot of games are likely to figure highly. And that's why we've also got Phil Jagielka up there. Who on earth picked up on Zat Knight? Sensational work, Coritiba. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. We have just 2 players left, and I must confess, one of them is quite a surprise. They break my rule of players that played a lot of Premier League games. So we've got some guesses coming in for Johnny Evans, which is perfectly fine. We've got Steven Gerrard. We've got Jolion Lescott. Lots of guesses coming in for Shawcross. Cross surprisingly isn't in that list. But there is a bit of Scott Dan. Sensational work there on Scott Dan. Who was that? Who got Stan as Mr. Grizzly P? Beautiful stuff. And then Zerachul rounds it off right at the end there with a little bit of Gareth McCauley. Who on earth would guess Gareth McCauley? Sensational work. As always, guys, you've done absolutely fantastically. That top 10, Richard Dunn, miles ahead of any other player. Like the next few down scored only 70% of the own goals of Richard Dunn. And those were Lewis Dunk, Zatiah Knight, Phil Jagielka, Jamie Carragher, Gareth McCauley, Scott Dan, Martin Skirtle, Frank Sinclair, and Wes Brown. Sensational work. So RJ hasn't even heard of three of them. You've never heard of Richard Dunn. You're missing out. Surprisingly, Richard Dunn and Zat Knight, both former Villa defenders. They not most of their career, to be fair, but or not where they're most famous for playing football, but they are former Villa defenders, and that might be why they're up there. Mr. Grizzly P says was expecting Michael Dewberry. So was I. Dewberry would have been the person I would have gone for right off the top, because I remember him scoring some absolutely incredible own goals. Right, let's head on over. And we'll catch you up with what's going on in the save, shall we? And whilst we do that, I will address the question from Prabhav that came in just as we were starting the game. So, did you see the league playoffs? I was watching before I streamed, but my schedule was set before they settled on when they were going to be streaming. So unfortunately, it clashes a little bit. But Lelujo, who knocked us out in the final game of the league phase last week, fell in the first round to Zims. Last I saw, Zims was losing to Zealand in the next round. Stans beat Nick RTFM. I don't know what the score was in his game against Adler, but we are guaranteed at least one American in the semi-finals. Right, we're coming into our game against Torino. They're bottom of the league, as I said. So at the end of the last stream, we inflicted Inter's first defeat of the season. That puts us joint on points with them. We're obviously ahead of them on the head-to-head. We're ahead of them on goal difference as well. Everything is looking tickety-boo. Tickety-boo. Not a phrase I've used, like, ever. But we're going with it now. Our first game of this evening is an away game against Torino. They have won 2 games, and they were in the last 4 games, to be fair to them. So their last 2 home games, they have won. Something to be mindful of. But you would think that the team currently top of the table should be able to go to the team bottom of the table and win. And FM is always nice and straightforward like that. Nothing to worry about in any capacity whatsoever. So let's tell them to relax. Let's do this here. We're going to mark up as well. So we've got Christensen on the left. He's going to be picked up by Ars. Christensen Haller even. And Raskin will pick up Emirhan. I hate sometimes it does that where it just won't let you select. So we will pick up Emirhan there. And because it's a 4-4-2, we don't need him to drop back onto a defensive midfielder. And we can head straight in. Let's pick up where we left off. That's the hope. G&G won't stand for any Dunn slander. Let's face it, he was incredible at scoring own goals. Incredible. You'd never heard of Scott Dan either. That's reasonable. Knight played for Bolton for a while, I think. He did indeed. So that Knight, probably most famous, I would say, for his time at Fulham. But then went to Villa and then on to Bolton. I believe that was the order. So quite weirdly, Aston Villa sold Gary Cahill to Bolton to sign Zat Knight, and then sold Zat Knight to Bolton. The Honey Monster is what Richard Dunn was called when he was an Everton youth player. I mean, he does have the build of the Honey Monster, let's be fair. Right, Pellegrini wins the header, but Pizza Pasta gets it away. Banato tries to find Osazua. We've given Osazua the start. He did score in his last 2 games, 3 goals, so he is off the mark for us now. Here's Pocho. Feeds it to Banato. Banato forces a save out of Hernandez. So Hossam asked, do I play Fantasy Premier League? I will play Fantasy Premier League. I tend not to bother doing it right until the last moment, and I will forget most weeks to set my lineup. I do play Fantasy American Football, and I'm the commissioner in a couple of leagues, so I find that takes up a lot of my fantasy capacity. I managed to just about remember to do that and all the organisations surrounding it. That said, I've got to send out some messages this evening to chase people up, which subsequently means that, yeah, like Fantasy Premier League, I tend to just be a little bit more too lax, I would say. But the plan is, obviously, I'm doing this creator thing lark now, so I've sent out some messages to other creators as well as Arda Gula from the edge of the area. Boom! Boom! There we go. We're getting the flock of seagulls out early. Yeah, but as a creator now, so I've reached out to a few others. I'm going to get together a curated list of loads of people that are running leagues. I will set up a league as well, probably at the weekend. So it will be just for fun. None of this, like paid entry stuff and prize and things like that. It's going to be just a very straightforward. Let's see who is the best fantasy Premier League manager in the community. So that will be run through the Discord. I'll be setting up a channel for it specifically as well, and we can see how we get on. So RJ says, Anderlecht versus Sheriff Tiraspol now. Do I end up happy or do I stop watching football tonight? Surely you're going to win that one. Surely. There can't be any doubts about that, as Pizza Pasta makes it 2-0. Or does he? Or does he? The referee has blown his whistle. We can't see the linesman. Do we get a little bit of a hint early on? There we go. The hands are up. Get in. Yep, you will have to put up with the out of time singing. Deal with it. You should know by now. So, after the hack and elimination, you're scared. That's fair. That's fair. So Torino just sacked their manager. You know the new gaffer bounces and shh. Welcome in, CJ. How you doing? I'm very well. How are you? And Redmuster's in. Welcome in, Redmust. How are you doing, sire? We need a Musterman. Oh, we've answered that one. Playing Fantasy Manager 2024 also takes up the time. Exactly. And then hopefully we will soon have an FM26, which will absolutely take any time, any even dash of free time that may be remaining. Right, we're doing well. We've only allowed them to have one shot. I'm happy. Lucas Roman is tired, so is booked, so he's coming off. Green Curry is going to replace. No, he's not. We're going to bring on Antipasta. Let's try you as a deep line forward. We've played him as a target forward on a couple of occasions. Ardagula was a little bit tired. We do have a midweek game. It's just against Nordsjælland in the Champions League, but yeah, like Ardagula is without a doubt the de facto starter.
It's not the statistics. It's not the statistics. You tell me, how do you measure somebody that could balance a balloon in a wind tunnel on a needle?
On a needle. Thank you, GNG. That is a gift subscription to Sherbs. What a gentleman you are. An absolute gentleman. So let me. I'll try and jump forward, see if there's context there for. So Twitch isn't allowing you to use your Prime, and so GNG has helped you out. What GNG really is a gentleman. Really is a gentleman. So let's have a look there. 20 minimum game points, mini game points for the winner. I like what you're thinking there. We can somehow tag it on. Maybe we could have it impact weekly based on high scores. Here's Nuama now. Sends it to Antipasta. He doesn't get there. Raskin wraps his foot around it, but can't quite get enough whip to put it either side of the keeper, sadly. We started the second half quite well from this thing. So Sam suggests make a stream or a video setting up your FPL lineup using stats and data Moneyball style. It's a nice idea. I'll be honest with you, Hossam. I don't put that much effort into my fantasy Premier League. As I say, it's all very much. I will leave it to the last moment. I will go very, very strongly on vibes. I might spend 2 minutes. I don't analyze. I'm not that competitive with it, unfortunately. So it would be very dishonest of me to do such.
Milan, you're mercenary. Ain't nobody I'd rather be. Milan, you're mercenary. You can't take that away from me.
Oh, we are. I thought this was a banana skin. but it feels like we're pretty safe now. CJ suggests that we can have a prize where the winner goes for an intimate evening meal with you. That sounds great. Yes, but you have to pay, unfortunately. I'm a bastard like that, and I wonder why I'm single, eh? I mean, could you imagine if the winner is someone like Cultured Left Foot or Lestry, coming all the way over from Singapore or Australia, respectively? That would be quite incredible. Now, there is, I do remember when I was back many moons ago, when I was managing a pub, I used to run incentives, and the company didn't give us money for most of these incentive stuff, so I would sort out the prize myself. I'd run it out all off my back, and one of my favorite ones we did was an incentive where the prize was a meal for two, not with me, that would be creepy and weird, as their manager, definitely crossing lines there. But a meal for two at Dans Linois restaurant, which is a restaurant in central London where everything is in the dark. So you can't see your food. You just essentially have to kind of work off your other senses, and it's meant to heighten those other senses. So you're experiencing it in terms of like the olfactory. It helps heighten the taste allegedly as well, which I think sounds pretty cool. We could do that. We could go for a nice intimate meal, but in the dark, so you don't have to see my face up close. Oh, Torino pull one back. I wasn't paying attention, but it's a Bjorn Rod own goal. He appeared to be standing in the net as I looked back up again. What happened here? Missadurkel doesn't really get a good touch on it. Pastore cuts inside, takes the shot, and there it just hits Bjorn Rod, and then Rod himself runs into the net in shame. Shay's just decided, that's it, I've had enough. I'm going to sit down in the net where I have made my mistake. And that seems only reasonable. You think it might be something to do with the fact that you have prime student? I didn't know there was even a difference. Quite possibly, who knows? So Neutral Normie says, contrary to FM, your FPL is vibes based as well. Exactly. That's the best way to do it. Yeah, I don't eat fish or mayo. No, most other things. That's unreasonable, Crudmo. I don't eat horrible things like fish or mayo. Exactly. But otherwise, I have impeccable taste. For example, chocolate spread and cheese sandwiches. Mwah. I still haven't tried jam and cheese yet. I say that. I mean, like a blackcurrant jam with Philly. Beautiful. As Van Leuven looks to pull another one back, that could have made it nervy right at the end there. It blazes it over. Right, surely. Oh no, there's still over a minute left, so this looks like it might be a proper highlight. As Bernie Arse goes down, the referee doesn't blow his whistle. Here's Pellegrini, feeds it for us, but Monterisi steps out, feeds Scamacca to Antipasta. That's an easy save. Easy save in the end. West Ham United signing Mads Hermansen. Yeah, I saw that. I also saw that they left. I can't remember who was it Luis Jr. or the Brazilian goalkeeper that they pulled out whilst he was at the airport in Brazil to come over for the medical, which seemed a little bit not cool. Just a little bit not cool. Or a lot of being a dick. But then what do you expect from Sullivan, eh? Shocking stuff. Oh, Inter Milan were 1-0 down against Juventus, but pulled it back to win 2-1. So we stay level on points after that game. So Red Up asks, how are we? Haven't been to the scream. Has Must won the league and or the Champions League? No, neither. We've finished runners up in both our seasons with AC Milan so far. To Inter. This hopefully is going to be our year, though. We were runners up in the Champions League in our first season as well. Lost in extra time to Arsenal, and then were knocked out quite early on in the knockout rounds last season. I was looking at the board's 5-year plan before the stream started. They don't want us to win Serie A for another 4 seasons, which seems very, very generous. They're being very, very patient. Obviously, I appreciate that. That's great. But I couldn't imagine they'd be willing to not win the league for another 3 years, having not won it at all in like the last 6. That seems far too generous. So winning leagues, what is that nonsense? I mean, you're obviously you're in league with the board, RJ? That's it. That might be it. Maybe I have supplanted the board with you guys and you're just like, yeah, we're just here for the fun. So when up, you're going then, send me a message when he wins it. If we're lucky, we might do before FM26 comes out. If we're lucky. So Hossam, you're from Tunisia. You'd fly over. Perfect. Although surely, actually, I think it might be the other way round. I think if I'm having a meal, I would quite like the idea of eating out over in Tunisia. That would sound glorious. So Red App says jam and cheese is good. See, there we go. We've got DM Basis says it's good. Red App says it's good. I like it with Philadelphia. That's not a proper cheese, but I'm certainly willing to try it with a proper cheese. That's at least 3 people. That means we are definitely arbiters of taste. Crodmo's we're going to send the message now via the edge of the solar system. By the time you receive it, he'll hopefully have won something. Yes, it might not be in this save though. It almost certainly won't. Wait a second, we've won. You do me a disservice, Crodmo. You do me a disservice. I will have you know that we have at least won something whilst we've been here. Sure, it's not a Champions League. It's not even the league. But we have won the Coppa Italia and the Super Coppa Italia. Was that both last season, or was one of them in the first season? No, we didn't win the Coppa Italia even. It might just be the Super Coppa Italia. My memory isn't great. There we go. We won the Super Coppa Italiana last season. The season before that, we didn't make it past the quarterfinals in the Coppa Italia. I lied entirely. One trophy. We've won one trophy, and it doesn't even contain like any teams whatsoever. There's 2 rounds to it. You start at the semi-finals, but it counts. It counts. And we've won the Vikers Liga. We won the Vikers Liga twice. How on earth do we have the Milan job? We've won the Vikers Liga twice. We won the League Cup a couple of times in Finland as well. We didn't even win the Zweite Bundesliga. We came up in second, didn't we? We've won very, very little in this save, and it's glorious. Actually, no. Shut up. There you go. See? We just won Best Manager of the Month for October 2033. Yeah. Best manager in the world. Best manager in the world for sure. John Victor, that's the name of the goalkeeper. Yep, you fucked him over. That seems so horrendous. So absolutely horrendous. I get it. Like maybe if Hermansson was your number 1 target all along, and then suddenly you felt like you could move forwards with it, you do. I get it. But yeah, it feels pretty damn scumbaggy, let's be fair. Right, away against Nordsjælland. We're going to ring the changes here. So Rod gets his rest, Donna Kebab gets his start. We go with Kari and Rocha in those positions. Ara Goulet we bought off at half time so that he could be fresh for this game. So we're going with Skamaka in to start. Green Curry as a striker. And Nuama back into the starting lineup there. So we still have Monterisi, Navarro, and Goulet and Atabolo from our normal starting lineup. So we keep some of our starters, not completely ring the changes. So West Ham continue ruining reputations of claret and blue coloured clubs. I mean, to be fair, we all have questionable reputations. Let's be fair. Poor old Scum, apart from Scunthorpe, exactly. So don't sell Gula. Don't sell Gula. Copper, Mickey Mouse, slow hand cap. It all counts. We won the trophy nobody cares about. I care about it. It's like the Audi Cup. Ouch. Thank you, Tyreek George fan. I knew you'd have my back. It's got the word super, so it must be major. See? Listen to the man. He knows what he's talking about. You still didn't win a trophy in Italy. Supercoppa is played in Saudi. Oh, that could be a very fair point. Let me check where the game was. I mean, it's still an Italian competition, but let's see where it was played. It was played in the Olimpico in 2033, so it was won in Italy as well. We can take that without any problems. So Aqua is on the right. He's going to be picked up by Kari. That means Rocha picks up Borna. And Green Curry on to the defensive midfielder, Mario Dorieles. And, oh. Right, I've remembered to do the honours. I've stopped the echo as well. Well, hey, I remembered to do it right. And straight from the kickoff, we give the ball away. Kari makes a rescuing tackle. Good lad. Good lad. The Super Cup is literally the last friendly before the season starts. Not in Italy though. It's like midway through the season. Games played in like February or something, and there's an early chance for Nordsjælland. Could that be a warning sign? Rocha picks up a yellow card really early on as well. Let's tell him to ease off tackles. Arda Güler tries to take a shot from the angle, blocked behind for the corner. So Leicester are signing Begovic. No, they're not. No, really? Oh my word. So Hossam asks, what's the best football shirt you've ever seen? I'm going to pass this out to you guys in chat. What is the best football shirt you've ever seen? As I have mentioned a few times, I'm not really that fussed by football shirts. I tend to buy them when I buy them. I tend to just look for things that are cheap. I've never really. It probably comes as no surprise given my lack of fashion sense that I just they're just clothes to me. So RJ almost launched FM yesterday. Well, hey, what stopped you? What stopped you? Resident Evil 7 stopped you. Bloody Resident Evil. Boo. Dill's in. Welcome in, Dill. How are you, sir? Are you all set and ready for the stream tonight? Back with Rabo de Pesce, I believe. Is that going to be about 11:30 p.m. BST, I think you said? And also, are you still planning on doing a draft on Sunday? Yes. So welcome in, Dill. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. Also, please go ahead and now advertise your wares, dude. Welcome in Ease Off Tackles as well. How are you, sir? Crimo, I saw you did a fabulous job shouting out Dill. Do you mind shouting out Ease Off Tackles as well? Because when I got home, I was out at an appointment earlier on today. When I got home, I checked my emails. I saw you were online earlier. You were unfortunately offline by the time I got home. But it's good to see that you're back out and about. How are you doing? So Hossam's favourite shirt has always been the Liverpool 93 away shirt. Until you saw this season's Ajax third shirt. What a beauty. I'll have to check out this season's Ajax third shirt. What is it that you particularly like about it? So Grizzly P says, go kick someone's nuts, Green Curry. Make Uncle Draymond proud. We don't want red cards. We don't want any nut kicking here if we can avoid it. If we can avoid it, that is. That's another chance for Nordsjælland, to be fair. We did have a few chances. Nothing particularly great so far. I mean, it's not been a great game. 7 shots in total coming up to the end of the first half. Here is Curry. Here's Donna Kebab now. Down the right wing. Going to play it inside. Curry finds Nuama. Nuama turns. Curry with a shot. That was clearly a penalty, ref. Clearly a penalty. RJ, oh my God, the hair. Almost forgot you weren't bald under the hat. It's starting to get a bit more volume. It's slowly growing back. Slowly growing back. Leicester have signed Begovic. That seems... I'm amazed he's still going. I am genuinely amazed he's still going. A slight departure from the relative youth of Hermansen. Nuama feeds Güler. That's what we needed. Brad stays down.
It's because they see Milan will come on. Let's go mental in the stands. Goals for the fans. It's because they see Milan will come on. Let's go mental in the stands.
Bo bo do bo. Oh, what a tune. What a tune. So Zerachel's a fan of the Fiorentina shirt. Mr. Grizzly P, even more specifically, Fiorentina with the 7-up on their chest. Fine choice. Fine choice. John, so welcome in, my dude. How are you? So you're going with the Finland home kit for Euro 2020. I'll have to check that one out. DM Base is going for the 2021 Atletico Mineiro Special Edition shirt. I'm not familiar with that. What was it about that shirt that you're particularly keen on? Oh, not too far away there. A shout for Coritiba. You like shirts with sashes and most green and white shirts. I mean, is that the I mean, you were for a while Real Betis, weren't? Well, that was your screen name for a while, so that tracks very much. I mean, is there a particular one that you would say is your favourite? Because you're getting quite a connection now. You're over 50, I believe now, Coritiba, right? So Neutral Norm is going for Barcelona's 1920 away all black kit, not the referee's kit that the Real Madrid fans claim that they are wearing half the time. Right, Ricardo Rocha is coming off. It's going to be Jens Kajuste on. Kari can move over to be the playmaker. We can take ease off tackles off. Not you ease off tackles, ease off tackle. Yeah, that's going to get confusing. That's going to get confusing. Cromwell says Boa Vesta have the best kit. Not a shirt design necessarily, but the chessboard thing is just awesome. How would you rank the Boa Vista checkerboard against, say, like the Croatia one? Because many Croatian international kits have certainly featured a checkerboard, and it adds a little bit of colour to it, right? Here we go. Donna Kebab feeds green curry. It's a good save from Cone. Oh, it's a lovely save, to be fair. Made himself very big, very big. Zerachel's going to say, obviously, the Rosenberg 23 away kit. Tariq George fans going with any shirt with Al Massi on the back. Surely there's got to be a favourite era of Al Massi. Pardon me. Right, here's Albert Navarro. Had a couple of chances early in the second half, but Gula gives it away a little bit carelessly there. Here comes Aqua. Can you hear me, Dr. Jones? He feeds it forwards. Here's Noah Mark. Noah Mark skips past his man and then runs backwards, but finds Grydin. Grydin to Ramon. Back to Grydin. Grydin. Oh, I'm guessing it might be Grydin. I'm going to call him Grydin. Here's Kajuste. Receives the ball of Atabulu. We get it for us. And this is where we lost the ball last time. We've lost it again. That's another bad pass from Arda Gula, and that will be his last contribution for the game. You can't do that twice this early. We're just 5 minutes into the second half, and he's done that twice now. So off you come, and we'll bring on Antipasta. Kari's going to take the corner now. He's going to swing it in. Skamaka's the target. Can't get there first. Nuama, though. What on earth was that from Nuama? Grydin comes away with it on the counter-attack. Grydin, one-on-one up against Kajuste, but Kajuste does his job. Good lad. So here you go. You can add the letters Al Massi easily, suggesting you don't want a Castore shirt. Surely it's just going to fall apart, right? Surely it's going to fall apart. And someone wanted to sell Goulet. I mean, he got the goal, let's be fair, but he's upset me now. He's upset me now. Here we go. Svensson in behind. Plays it out wide to Edmund. Edmund crosses it in. Noah marks the target. Monterisi gets it away. Only as far as Ramon. Ramon swings it in. Noah Mark is the target once more. Here's Svensson from the angle. It takes a deflection. Atabolo gets down. Let's tell the lads to focus. Is that shout a little too late? Because Edmund with the corner swings it in. Monterisi gets it clear. Skamaka is there to put pressure on, but we don't maintain it. Here's Grydin. Back to Ramon. Noah Mark once more the target. We get it away. We get it away. So from here, we're seeing no changes particularly. Let's just drop that tempo. Let's try and get a little bit more control because they seem to be having a good spell. And here comes the cross. Grydin with the header into the side netting. I think we're going to need to make quite a few changes. Unfortunately, Navarro... It's all throw-ins. Every highlight starting with a throw-in in our half. Is there a way for us to stop them from giving the ball away? Let's bring these guys back so they can hopefully stay a little bit deeper. Right, so we'll go this way here. We're going to bring on Raskin for a little bit more graft. We're going to bring on Mr. Duckle on at the left there. So we're going to drop that tempo. I'm hoping that maybe a little bit more support on the wings means we do, you know, we're tackling out of bounds a little bit less, potentially giving away fewer throw-ins in those areas, which seem to be leading to chances. Here's Kajuste from about 25 yards. That was optimistic. Optimistic is probably being nice. So Normie says Begovic was senior keeper when Butland was coming up. Now Butland is a veteran, yet Begovic is still going strong. Crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. So Dimbo, I will check out these shirts. Can I? Yeah, it's not open. Oh no, it is opening the link for me. Okay, that's quite a cool shirt. The Atletico Mineiro shirt is very, very cool. The Everton one just looks like an Everton shirt. Here we go. Noah Mark in behind, offside. So the momentum's dropped a little bit since we've made those changes, but it does seem to be all Nordsjælland. Here's Raskin now. He's going to swing it across to Donna Kebab. Donna Kebab, can he get the cross and make it 2-0? Green Curry. Oh my word, Green Curry sends it out for a throw-in. He actually shoots further behind than where he was. But from the throw-in, I thought that was going to be our chance, but here's Edmund coming forwards. Well read by Monterisi. Raskin into Antipasta, over for Nuama. Nuama now, get that ball in. Curry with a shot. It's a fine block. Fine block. This is better. This is better. Croatia's called too. Murense have green, white checks too, which is quite nice. That does sound quite cool. That does sound quite cool. Johnson usually doesn't like those types of kits unless Croatia does it. Fair enough. I mean, I can't really argue with that now, can I? What change are we going to make here? We're going to bring on Izak. We are going to bring on Izak. We're going to put Curry out on the right now. Let's give him some game time. He's currently transfer listed. We're trying to get rid of him, but nobody wanted to buy him. So let's give him a nice little 10 minutes. The greatest goal that had ever been scored. That was almost something magical. Why did he shoot from there? He saw the keepers off his line, railed off the crossbar, and now Nordsjælland going to get a late equaliser. Noah Mark is once more the target. Headed away by Monterisi. Once again, Ramon sends it in. Chuarev can't get there. Svensson to Dorgeles to Ramon. Takes a shot. It's a good block. It's a good block. Focus, lads. Focus, lads. So Johnson's quite liking all these new Adidas original kits. Fair enough. Coatiba likes the Joma ones. Just looks like an Everton shirt. I mean, yeah, it does. Yeah, there is a favourite Villa shirt, and it's the 0304 home shirt. Not because I particularly have an opinion on its appearance, but when I did, that was when I did the Soccer Aid thing, which meant that I got my own ridiculously oversized proper shirt whilst I played a game at Villa Park, and that was quite cool. We've been a little bit fortunate there, I think. We've been a little bit fortunate to get away with that. Nordsjælland probably deserves something out of it, but we get the win, and that's all that matters. So we can't argue with that. And we've got an ad break coming up in a couple of seconds as well. Oh, he's back. Oh, was there a little freeze? Ah, that's why we've got an ad break coming up. It looks like it dropped out over on Twitch, so I do apologise. So there's the Fs. I don't know what exactly went on there, but that does mean that will explain. So
sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
So when a new stream starts, they want to run ads within the first few half hour or so. I've just used my last of my snoozes before the stream dropped out, so I can't snooze anymore, and this runs to stop pre-rolls. So actually it's 45 minutes. It's perfect anyway. I will see you guys ironically in about 3 minutes time, and then we'll play a little mini game on the way back. I will see you guys in a few moments.
When the seagulls follow the trawler, it's because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you.
Right, we're back. We have a mini game redeemed, so we're going to play a little bit of bingo. I'm going to explain the rules in a few minutes, but Elliot, I see your question over on YouTube about match momentum. I will answer that in a couple of seconds as well. But first, let's explain bingo. You've got a link over in your chat right now. If you want to come in and join, that will take you to the lobby. Once I click this lovely big lime green button that says start, every single player gets a unique bingo card with 16 squares. On those squares will be things like clubs or managers or countries or competitions. We then all receive the same list of 60 players, one after the other. We get 10 seconds to decide whether that player matches one of those squares, and if they do, we click on it. And once we click on it, that square is locked in. You can't undo it. You can't put another player there that appears later on. If they don't match any squares or you're not sure, you can skip or just wait for the 10 seconds to run out. Obviously, the aim at the end of it is to try and get bingo. That's to get all 16 squares filled correctly. And we have some sensationally smart people in here. We've got Mr. Grizzly P, we've got Crodmo, we've got Zeratul, we've got Draw, we've got GNG, who've all got bingo in the last week or so. So I've got high expectations for them. Now, there's a little delay between the streams and things, and you've got to set up, so we'll give it just over a minute or so for people if they want to sign in. And during that minute, I'm going to answer Elliot's question. How does match momentum work? So match momentum is a graph of the difference between final third passes of the two teams. So if the home team has 15 final third passes and the away team has 10 final third passes, in that 5-minute block, then the graph will be pointing towards the home team. The exact scale of it is going to adjust over the course of the game, because what you've got on the x-axis will depend on what the highest and the lowest values can be, and they will dynamically change as more 5-minute spells come under play. So it is literally just a measure of field tilt. Field tilt is what the offset of final third pass is often referred to, and you will see it sometimes shown as field tilt on different data aggregators, but in FM it's match momentum. So yeah, that's how we go there, and that was the minute up. So we're about to play. So head on over. If you've got it open in another browser window, the countdown will be starting now, and it looks like, has that just sent through? Oh, it's just sent through the Stream Elements thing as well, saying that it started again. That's me just getting confused. Right, okay, we've got Reece Nelson up first. I wonder whether he had any crossover with Giroud at Arsenal. I'm not confident enough to play it, however, so I'm going to let that one run through. And then we're going to have... I'm not confident on that either. And another Dutch player in Manchester Ligt. Manchester Ligt.
It's not the statistics. It's not the statistics. You tell me, how do you measure somebody that could balance a balloon in a wind tunnel on a needle?
Oh, thank you very much, Blue Lines. 3 months. That is absolutely crazy. I'm very, very much appreciated, my dude. Although I'm thinking you're just trying to play with my focus. No, not at all. Not at all. Right, Charles de Ketelaere, we can play him for Milan. That should be a nice, easy one. Fabio Contrao. He's Portuguese, but he's also everything else, right? Did he end up at Real Madrid? He was at Bayern, wasn't he? Probably at Bayern during Guardiola's time, but I'm a little bit too late on that one. Yannick Carrasco, Belgium's finest winger, wing-back. Every position I think he's played ever. Yves Bissouma. Don't think he matches any of those. Welcome in, Hung Min. Lovely to see you, my dude. I hope you're doing well. Now, Belletti was Italian, but he played for Brazil, so I won't know if they will include his second nationality in that respect. Carlos Bacca. Did he ever get into any of these things whilst he was at AC Milan? It doesn't matter, the time's gone anyway now. Nordin Amrabat. I'm not feeling good with these so far. It's not a great selection. Emre Can played for Germany, right? So I can play that one. Played in the Champions League final, didn't he? That season that Dortmund got there. Probably would have been good to have played that at that point. Might be managed by Guardiola at some point too. I need to look up Moussa Dembele again with 1S so that I can remember these, because I'm always forgetting there. Right, UCL final. Let's play Del Piero on that one. Trevor Chalobah. Got to be some crossover. Chelsea. I just don't feel confident. Like, Chalobah was in and out with Chelsea, so I'm not sure there. Cavani for Napoli. Victor Boniface. Was he? He was. Oh, okay. This player was in the Belgian league, so that solves that problem. Right, I'm sure Broja and Giroud do have Chelsea crossover. Let's do that one. Let's finally pull the trigger on that one there. Memphis. Don't feel good there though. Abandanzieri. Would he have ever won the Champions League as like a backup? Possibly, but I'm not going to play it. Has Dan Burn won the Champions League? He hasn't, but he's played for both Barcelona and Juventus, so we can feel good about that one. Dani Alves, we'll go Champions League winner, because I think that's the one that I'm going to be least confident with over the course of these. Caicedo, we can let that run. Andy Cole, ever top scored in the Champions League? It's plausible, but I don't know. Luke de Jong. He's ended up in some funny places, hasn't he, de Jong? Some very, very funny places. Barcola, there's one that we could have played for Champions League, eh? Obviously won it this year, but we'll play him for France. Oh, has Milan Baros ever won the Golden Boot? He was joint top goal scorer at Euro 2004. That's an entirely different competition, but, you know, he's a player that does know how to score. Luis Diaz, I'm going to skip past. Miralem Pjanic. Is he Bosnian? I feel like Pjanic isn't, but could be. But the man of the moment, the man we've all been talking about, is indeed Asmir Begovic. I feel confident on that one. And Nicolo Barella, I can play there. That's no problems. Oh, I love David Fratesi. I love David Fratesi. Shame we can't play him on any of those there. Skipping on that one. Julian Faubert. Now, it was Faubert that went from West Ham to Real Madrid, right? That crazy move. Fabianski. It's Szczesny who's at Barcelona right now, isn't it? Tony Adams, we're going to skip. Sal, we're going to skip. Ronaldinho for Guardiola. And hope that another Ballon d'Or one's going to come up in a moment. Fabio Vieira, we're going to skip. John Dahl Thomason, we're going to skip. Chris Waddle, we're going to skip. Sherbs, no worries. Thank you so much for dropping by, my dude. I hope you have a wonderful time with Dota. What do you main in Dota? Cody Gakpo, we're gonna skip. Gary Neville, we're gonna skip. John O'Shea, I don't think he's won a Ballon d'Or. I don't think Acerbi's won the Golden Boot. And Spinazzola hasn't played for Barcelona and Juventus. Sami Khedira hasn't either. Right, Neymar. Will Neymar have ever won the Golden Boot? We're going to give it a try. We've got Ayathabal. We've got Frank Rijkaard. I don't actually know enough about Rijkaard's career. Let's go Ballon d'Or. And let's hope there's going to be a more obvious choice for Barcelona and Juventus. Ah, well. Yeah, those ones at the end. That's what we saw. And Hong Do-min! Hong Do-min, my word, sir, congratulations. How many times have you been saying that it's impossible for you to ever get over 30? And there you are, right at the top. A sensational 15 out of 16. Wonderful stuff. Mr. Grizzly P, Garnacho fan, joint first place. Sensational work. Then we've got Zerachel, Char, and Draw all coming in joint fourth. Can you believe that they are just one behind top spot and they're all in fourth? Incredible work. Incredible work. Crudmo has met Begovic. Quite cool. He was asleep on the bench, was Foulbear. I mean, I remember, it was such a weird move, right? So Sherbs, you're a pos 4, fair enough. I never really got into MOBAs, but I did play a lot of Dota Underlords. At one point, I was top 5 in the world, which was quite cool. But that's because nobody played it. It's fantastic work, Hangdamin. Absolutely sensational work. I am so made up for you, my dude. Dim Basis, on the other hand, said it might be your worst ever bingo score, and we're not going to look below the line. There is no need to embarrass anyone in that regard. Right, let's head back to the game. Ika Alvarez is unhappy that he's not getting any game time. He is did we sign him as a backup or an emergency backup? We did sign him as a backup rather than an emergency, to be fair. So let's have a word with him and tell him. Play him in the cup competitions. Right. Okay. Question for you guys. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Yeah. There we go. There we go. There we go. The black screen of nothing. I clicked on the wrong thing. Pro streamer. Exactly. Exactly. Right. So, Iko Alvarez, we signed him to be a backup. He's been a backup. He's no longer happy that he is a backup because he's a whiny little bitch. We probably could have played him in some domestic cup competitions, but that's what I want to ask you guys. I'll start you in the cup competitions. Does that mean Champions League as well? Does that include the Champions League as a thing? Because I'm quite happy to promise to start him in the Super Coppa Italia and the Coppa Italia. Otherwise, I'm just going to tell him that he's here to be a backup, and I'm not going to sell him. Not going to sell him. I mean, well, his contract runs out he's got like another 4 years. He is a perfectly serviceable backup goalkeeper, and I like old backup goalkeepers because it means we can farm out our youngsters on loan. So we're not going to be selling him, I'm afraid. Welcome in, Benny. Lovely to see you, my dude. Lovely to see you. How you doing? You didn't finish last. Fantastic. Fantastic. So, hung them in. No, it doesn't include it. It's just domestic cups. Beautiful. Right. So we're going to make that promise. I say, yeah, sorry. I'm going to keep him around. This isn't the committee. I'm going to rule the roost in my way there. So our next game is home against Medina. That should be a reasonably straightforward game, right? If he needs games to make the Andorra squad, then he is rubbish and needs selling. I mean, that's a fair point. It's a fair point. But also, I get it. Not every manager wants to pick players that aren't playing. And even if it's a worse player that they want, but at least he's going to be match fit, right? Maybe they know that there's no training in international mode in FM, so they're like, we need the players to be playing regularly. So Grizzly says most of the times they just drop it. I mean, yeah, I don't think there's going to, I'm quite happy to carry him being very, very upset for the next 4 years, really. What's he going to do? Oh, he's going to not turn up. Well, he wasn't going to play anyway, so it's all good. But I would intend to have him playing games in the cups anyway, ideally. I think it doesn't because there's usually an option to promise domestic cups separately. Oh, Sipanak says that. Oh dear, that might be a wise. So we've got conflicting possibilities. I suppose we're going to find out, right? We're going to find out at some point. So Momo Man, welcome in, my dude. How are you, sir? So Hungdamin will say, fuck you. You are our Tom Heaton now, so shut up is my response. If only there was that option. If only that was an option. So Zerachal says, Davy Selke just scored against Viking today to make it a 3-1 win. Love a little bit of Davy Selke. Love a little bit of Davy Selke. The funky cold Medina could be tricky. I mean, that's fair. I mean, I can't remember the words. The funky cold Medina. There was a moment there, DM Bassist, where I almost started rapping. And sadly, I can't remember the lyrics, so you've all been spared that. Something, and I was looking for some action, but like Mick Jagger said, you can't get no satisfaction. A funky cold Medina. I'm so sorry, guys. I mean, realistically, there are likely to be a decent number of people in this chat who have no idea what we're talking about. Funky Cold Medina is a track from, was it the late 80s? Okay, I'm going to look it up now. It is a bit date rapey. It is a song that it's not got the right, it's not a song for modern sensibilities. From the 80s by Tone Loc. Was it the 80s? It was 1989. There we go. That's what I was looking for. There are certainly some jokes. There's a certain Lola-esque element about it as well, where he discovers that the person he's trying to be date rapey to isn't actually female. That also wouldn't stand up in the modern day. What's the line? It's something about having an Oscar Mayer wiener. Something for the funky cold Medina. A very, very questionable song. This is the 80s and I'm down with the ladies. It's a great song. Cronmo, you don't like Tequila by Terrorvision, but you like Funky Cold Medina by Tone Loc. Interesting. Wow. I didn't expect that. So, okay, to be fair, you know it because of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, to be fair. Okay, I didn't know that it was featured in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. There we go. 13 years too early for Mr. Momo Man. Exactly. I mean, to be fair, I would have been 4 when it was released. I don't remember it from its time. I think... So Tone Loc also had a song called Wild Thing. And I think I was in a pub rock covers band that maybe did both Wild Thing and Funky Cold Medina. Trying to remember what the rest of the band were quite a bit older, and the song choices were definitely of an era. So we're talking about Everton's chances, some great signings, absolutely. I really like the Tierno Barry signing. I'm not as enthusiastic about Dewsbury Hall as Ladislav Almasi-Fan is. Hasnu's going to be interesting to see where he's going to play. Quite specifically, is he going to be on the right, on the left? But I think that's a really, really cool and exciting pickup for sure. Right, let's get back to our full strength team for the league. Yeah, we've got a little bit of time off there as well, so that's all right. So that's going to see Lucas Roman back in, Paolo Benato back in, and Antipasta almost scored the greatest goal of all time in the last game. Let's give him the start. So Cronmo's a big fan of the Dewsbury Hall signing. Fair enough. Fair enough. And Jai's such a great player for sure. So Hungdamin reckons that Barry and Njai will be the Canaan son of Brexit ball. A bold claim. A bold claim indeed. The Funky Cold Medina does not age. It really doesn't. You're a man of contrast. That's quite the story. It was definitely a choice. Some of the songs that we had on that list for sure. Opposition instructions. That's what we need. We're up against a 4-4-2 again. So Farias on the left is picked up by Bernias. Raskin picks up Canada. Benato is freed from the shackles of defensive responsibility. Let's go and win this thing. Nice and easy game, right? So Hungdamin asks, is anyone from Chile, or has anyone played a save in Chile from here? He has a question. So yes, if there is anyone who's from Chile or played in Chile, so especially YouTube, because you might not see that. I know the chat's underneath me, but you might not be following. If there's anyone over on YouTube that can help out Hungdamin, give us a shout. Blue Line says he has. There we go. Bay Hudson enjoys a little bit of time in Chile. There are some cracking players in Chile, that's for sure. RJ, it's 2-0. Of course it's Dolberg. Who scored the first goal? As Castellanos gives them, Castellanos even, gives Medina the lead. Right off the bat, we are less than 5 minutes in. We are going to berate the players. You can't be conceding at home against Medina. Maggi, it's a start. Another highlight started from a throw-in. Monterrey, both my centre-backs were on Sana. What are the options for throw-ins? Defensive third. Everyone's back. Aerial defenders, Rod and Monterisi. Zonally marking. We've got 5 people meant to be player marking. Let's try and get some more player marking going. Just in case. Right, Listers with the tackle. Are we going to respond? Momentum certainly in our favour a little bit, but no good quality chances coming out of it so far. Right, Navarro tries to take on Maggi. Loses out. Maggi now. They're playing it between them, putting some pressure on. That's good. Monterisi able to cut it out. Now it's a lovely clip ball over the top. Benato with the equaliser. Thank you very much. Boom. There we go. That's better. That's better. Oh no. Castaneros with the free kick into the wall, behind for a corner. So Diembase has played in Chile. You have a harder time finding a nation you've not played in, to be fair. Okay. So it's Angulo scored the first. Nice. So why is there an entire holiday throughout June in Chile? Is it just too hot? That's a fair question. Does anyone have an answer then? Let us have our massive fan. That can't help there at all. So no one knows why. It's winter over there, so like a winter break. Okay, that's fair. That's probably obvious as Arda Gula fires one in from the free kick.
Milan, come together, clap your hands, save me. Storm goes AC Milan.
Arda Gula. That's 2 shots on target. It's 3 shots in target, 3 goals in fact. I think every single shot on target in this game so far has found the back of the net. So that's all we need to do. Just concentrate on getting the shots on target. They don't have to be good. Right, here's Monterisi into pizza pasta. Feeds Benato. Arda Gula. He's the man that's put us ahead so far. Fires from distance. It's another shot on target. Oh, Arda Gula, pick that one out. Beautiful stuff. 3-1, no need for panic. I mean, yeah, we've always been in control in this game. Always been in control. So we'll be having a little update on Japan on Saturday. Oh my word. Lucas Roman, otherwise known as Pocho. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Turning Milanese, got me turning Milanese when the score goes. Turning Milanese, got me turning Milanese when the score goes. Turning Milanese, got me turning Milanese when the score goes.
That's a good segue. We'll be having our Japan update, the committee, on Saturday evening, right at the end of the stream for the last hour. They have like a 6-week break in September. It's really, really weird. Or was it August? Like there was a break. We play like most of the season. We play 34 of the 38 league games. And then there was a 6-week break. And then you come back for the last 4 games and the playoffs. Just seems so peculiar. I don't understand it. I need to look up why as we make it 5. Oh my word, this is disgusting.
Milan, Rossoneri. Ain't nobody I'd rather be. Milan, Rossoneri. They can't take that away from me.
Hold up. Welcome in, Apoyo di Ruptura. Your timing is absolutely sensational, sir. Maybe it's the first time I connect to live with you. This is amazing, and thanks for your content. A big hug from Santiago de Chile. So we've been asking about this, Apoyo. Why there is a break in June in the Chilean league? Is it just because it's winter and it's a winter break, or is there any other potentially special reason for it?
Go for the fans, it's because they see Milan will come on. Let's go mental in the stands. Goals for the fans, it's because they see Milan will come on. Let's go mental in the stands.
Albert Navarro. Oh, that's 2 goals for him now. This game started with a 5th minute opener for Medina, and it's just been truly brutal since that point. Bonato to Pocho. Can we get a 7th before halftime? Pocho feeds Antipasta. Antipasta, how did he miss that? So DM Basis reckons there's not a break in real life. Fair enough. Here's Lucas Roman. Lucas Roman goes round. Oh, it's a good save. We've had a couple of saves now. That makes it feel a little bit better. there. So, Apoyo, you changed your side of work to this capital. Cool. You lived 9 years in Rematch, a city near the coast. Awesome stuff. So, who do you support, Apoyo? Who is your team? Hungermin has to ask, in Vietnam, your federation will postpone the league if our national team goes on a tour. Okay, that's quite cool. Very disruptive, I imagine. Very disruptive. So DM Basis says you could be wrong, but you had a quick look at the fixtures. There weren't any June breaks. So Apoyo confirms the break is just between from the end of November, so the normal end of season break. Peculiar. I wonder if it's just a weird scheduling anomaly with FM. Right, 6 goals from 2xG. That's I'm going to tell them. Oh, I can't say I want you. I think you can do better. We're going to tell them not to be complacent in the second half. So we're going to say just keep going. More keep going. No one's booked. We don't have a midweek game, so we don't need to force any changes there. So yeah, we'll just roll into the second half with that. Not cool at all. The fans hate these kind of breaks. I think that's I love the idea of just going, you know what, fuck the league, fuck regular football, just we're going on tour, everything else has to stop. I think that's awesome. But I like a little bit of chaos. So the preseason starts in some clubs 1 week before Christmas. That's very mean-spirited. Very, very mean-spirited. Mr. Mowerman, raise the pitchforks. First they delay FM25, now they have an incorrect Chilean break. Exactly. How dare they? It's a sign of the end of times. Completely the end of times. Asadonsa says, why does La Liga main tiebreak have to be results between the teams? Not a fan of that all over a 38-game season. I'm guessing you've just lost out due to a tiebreaker then, Johnson. Right, here's Pocho. Finds Raskin on the edge there. It's a great challenge from Pinada. And they just hoof it clear. Right, Navarro now turns away from his man. Driving down the left-hand side. Swings it in. Benato, he's not going to win. He's not going to win headers. But Pocho's going to get there and his shot off the defender out for a corner. 20 minutes into the second half. No more goals. We're slacking. Slacking, I tell you. And then Bjorn Rod concedes a free kick. Right, Bernie Arse is coming off because of his yellow card. Antipasta's coming off for Osazua. And we're going to say, see this result through. Yeah, they responded well to that. So there we go. So FM is giving you all of June to fix your Arteta ball. Fair enough. They can just play 8-2 all season since goal difference means absolutely nothing. 8 exactly. Why would the 8 Serachal? Do you want to expand on why 8-2 is a particularly significant scoreline? I don't think enough gets mentioned about just the scoreline in general games. The numbers 8 and the numbers 2, I think they're worth having a conversation about as we make it 7. Osazua with goal number 4 of the season. So, Mr. Momoman, you asked about the FM26 roll leaks. Yes, we did speak about them the other day. Ultimately, I don't want to sound dismissive, so I do apologise greatly, but I don't care. If it's true, we will find out about them in due course. And when we find out about them, we will also find out the context behind them and how they're going to work and what other impacts it may have within the tactics, screen, module, whatever you want to call it. And so I'm not really bothered because none of the information from the leaks doesn't really mean anything to me. It's not something that I can put into practice now.
Milan, come together, clap your hands, save me. Scoring goals, AC Milan.
There we go. It's 8-1. We're just 1 goal away from 8-2. In fact, if we don't score a 9th, I think we might need to manipulate the score here a little bit. Right, here's Lichters, sends it forward. Pizza Pasta cuts it out. Right, Ardagula spreads out wide. Lucas Roman, Pocho cuts inside. No, he doesn't. He goes back outside again. He can't, though, find space for the cross. Has to play it back. Here's Rocha now. Across to Navarro. Navarro. It's a good save. It's a good save. Let's drop the tempo. Let's kill the game off as much as we... Just a little bit. Not entirely. Goulet's on 2 goals, but he is very tired. So on comes Curry. Pizza Pasta is going to be replaced by Alexander Isak. We're going to play Isak at right back. And we're going to play Navarro... Let's bring off Navarro as well. Bring on Kajuste as a ball-winning midfielder. Maybe that's a little bit careless. Maybe. Who knows? Right, here it is. Isak, the right back, finds Pocho. If we score a 9th, that will actually genuinely annoy me. All the way back to Yukubishvili. He just launches it long. Hidalgo's the target. Knocks it on to Lichters. Lichters. Cuts inside. Come on, Lichters. Come on, Lichters. Oh, it's a great save from Matabolo. Oh, my word. Oh, boo. Come on, from the corner. Magi, whatever he is. Mercadante now. Mercadante takes aim, and that's wide, unfortunately. High and wide. So, Apoyo, you're a soccer coach, but don't finish the story. I only have the license to teach kids, but my real role in this life is a performance analyst for Quintero Unido. Awesome. How are you? So you've been doing that since 2025. So you've been taking that up recently. How are you finding it? Do you enjoy the role? Do you find it a challenge? So you really enjoy the every day, and how do you explain content? That's lovely to hear. I appreciate it, my dude. Right, we can't concede a goal. I did try to concede a second for Medina. Can we do something here? Maybe sends it forwards. Ah, boo. Imagine losing 8-2. I couldn't imagine that at all. Crazy. Bayern did beat Barcelona 8-2. That's correct. There was the Arsenal game as well, quite famously. St. Pat's are 3-0 down to Besiktas after 23 minutes. 2 for Tammy Abraham. That's not a great result. It's not even a result. It's an active scoreline. Yeah, United beat Arsenal, indeed. Maybe you're not. You're very confused. You're below Sevilla. Nothing changed. All of a sudden, you're above them. Is it like a three-way tie, perhaps? So, Mr. Man, you're not bothered either. There's been some interesting discourse rumours, but besides that, I'm just happy to see changes. I mean, certainly from what it looks like to me, it looks like it's just a lot of relabeling. There's been it's also the same news that we saw like last year from Sorted It Out.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Oh, that made me jump. Yeah, I just like once we've got the context behind it and what that actually means in practice, I'm looking forward to knowing about it. But yeah. So yes, a certain someone lost 8-2 with a Brazilian 86 squad. I think his name begins with C. Doesn't it end with O as well? I can't remember. Like something about his name was kind of Ruddy. No, not Ruddy. Cruddy? Not quite. Something along those lines. Isaac at right back. What a Pep-inspired move. I was just trying to get the 8-2 scoreline. Sadly, it wasn't possible. Azeratul, you need to finish the best of the mustard rapid. You most definitely do. That'd be incredible. So Io says mate in Chile means a lot of things. So it means like brother. What else does it mean then, Apoyo? Laz, all the haters that were doubting Musterman earlier, come outside. I mean, look at this. We're doing all right, aren't we? We're doing all right. What is our run of form? Since we came back, where was that? That Tottenham game. We had 2 players sent off. Lots of big wins in there. 6-1, 4-0, 4-0, 8-1. It's starting to look like maybe. So I mentioned this before last week. Teams like Juventus have gone into administration now. There seems to be a couple of other teams that are falling by the wayside as well. There may be a situation where Doner Kebab's not getting enough football. Yeah, I agree with that. You've never really managed to be a proper starter for us. He isn't expecting anything at the moment. So that might be enough to speak to him. No, it's not. We are going to say the atmosphere in the dressing room is great, and he's not going to respond to that. And we tell him he's just got to deal with it. Sorry, love. I think, is he homegrown as well? No, he's not homegrown. So it's not the worst thing in the world if he ends up leaving. So welcome in, JJ Cal. Lovely to see you, my dude. What do you think of invite crosses versus stop crosses? As someone that likes to have a compact defence, I'm a big fan of invite crosses. I want to keep my fullbacks narrow. I want to essentially make everything as congested as possible in the box. I want line compactness both vertically and horizontally. So I'm a big fan of invite crosses. I'm not that keen about players rushing out, but then also I like big boys. And yep, you heard that right. So you know, I almost always have faith that the guys I've got in my backline will be able to deal with those crosses. Right, we still don't have a single player in the best 50 players in the world. Makes sense with the way that we play. So John, so it's not even a three-way thing. You just hit continue and now you're above them. Weird. Mr. Momoman's a fan of using... Which one, Momoman, are you a fan of? So John, so you can only imagine it was because they had played one match less. Maybe there is something weird there. So Apoyo, you only use Club Deportes Limache, a team near the house of your dad. That's quite cool. You arrived in 2015, instantly support the team, but with the support of the news and RRSS. In 2018, you arrived at the club. That's very cool. Only the mighty Nordsjælland gave us a fight. It's clear that that's where we need to go next. The only league that is good enough for us, evidently. Apollo, in that season we lost the last match. You should follow the big story of the team, also known as the Mechanic Tomato. That sounds amazing. I want to know more about the Mechanic Tomato. After that year, you need to take some distance, start the process once again in another club, and also other ones. That's understandable. I mean, so don't feel if like you don't feel comfortable talking about the Mechanic Tomato. Don't. I'm definitely going to look it up. I'm going to take your advice and look into that story because that's got an amazing name, absolutely incredible name. Definitely sounds like something that almost like there's an obligation to check out. So apparently, Nordsjælland's best player in real life is joining Strasbourg. Are they now? Who's that? And Grizzly P, having tall centre-backs deal with crosses is better and easier than stopping crosses. I agree with you. So JJ, appreciate your response. I understand your thinking. Love diving deep into football tactics. The structure is always so calming and followable. I appreciate the feedback. I'm glad you enjoy it. Thank you very much. Yeah, like there were certainly times I imagine where stop crosses maybe makes a bit more sense. I'd probably be more inclined to consider it with a back five because I've already got a lot of horizontal spread. I've already got three players in the back. Having my wide defenders rush out and break some of that structure is going to be a little bit more forgiving. But yeah, I'm very much an invite crosses kind of guy. Right, we have an ad break coming up, I'm afraid, guys. We also have our Skamaka out for just a couple of days. No biggie there. Yeah, so that's cool. We might pop on holiday as well whilst the break is underway. Yeah, I'm going to disappear for about 3 minutes. I'm going to poison my lungs. I'm going to grab my drink. And then I will see you guys shortly. Right, we're back. Marvellous stuff. So, John, sir, you've said that they're not playing all the final matches at the same time in La Liga. I had the exact same thing happen in the Famila save. The last season that we've just done on the Moneyball Clinic video, Sporting played their final game like 2 days before everyone else, which meant that there was like no real jeopardy coming into the last match. It was very disappointing. We already knew at that point that we'd secured third, and I was like, oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. So Apoyo, I've just saw, whilst in that break, I did check. So when you said that the big story of the team, also known as the Mechanic Tomato, Mechanic Tomato is the nickname of the club. That's an amazing nickname. I still need to check out why they're called that. But that's incredible and cool. So personalized dwarfism, you don't have any problem to tell. No worries at all. You also dress like a tomato. I mean, you've got to. If you're associated in any way with a team called the Mechanic Tomato, you have to dress like a tomato, right? So John, sir, after taking over rock bottom Celta Vigo in February, a win on the final match day against 20th and already relegated Rayo Vallecano would now confirm European football. That'll do nicely. I've never seen a more obvious 1-0 loss with 3xG in my life. My word, ouch. Hung them in. Yes, get yourself as many big centre backs as you can. They don't need to be European. I don't know what the rules are over there, but like Uruguay has a lot of very good centre backs, I find, in Football Manager, and they can be quite big as well. They can be very, very big. Right, so I holidayed whilst we were on the break, and during that break, Noah Atabolo picked up an injury. He's got a pulled groin. He should be okay to play this game, but why risk it? Let's give Alvarez wants his chance. Let's give Alvarez his chance, right? Let's head straight in there. And oh no, we're not going to head straight in there. We're not going to head straight in there at all, because Coritiba is. I can't even say that. Coritiba has. Let's start that sentence again. Coritiba has redeemed a minigame. So let's do a round of icons bingo. Let's pop on over there. I've got a lovely little link there. I'm going to switch the scene over. So let me tell you guys, if you haven't played bingo with us before, how this works. Pop on over to that lovely link in the chat and you will join in a lobby here. Once I click this lovely lime green button to start, every player will be given a unique bingo card with 16 squares. Those squares will have like clubs or competitions or managers or awards. We then all receive the same list of 60 players, one after the other. We get 10 seconds per player to work out if they match one of those squares. If they do, you click on the square. That locks it in. You can't undo it. You can't put another player in that spot. If you don't think they match or you're just not sure, you can skip or just let the 10 seconds run out. By the end, the hope is to have 16 correctly filled squares. That will get you bingo, because that's how bingo works, right? And we had 3 people very, very, very close to bingo last time round. Maybe this is the round that we're going to do it again. So I'm going to give it just over a minute. We'll come through until my lovely little clock for how long the stream has been running comes to a round number, specifically 1 hour and 50. And then we will start it all up. But in that time, I'm going to catch up a little bit with chat. And I see 4-0 to Besiktas now. Oh, it's over, isn't it? It's over. Abraham hat-trick. He's smurfing. Yes, he is. Colwell's got an ACL injury. Oh, that's a shame. Right before the season. So that's what? Colwell out for the season. James Maddison obviously is out for the season for Tottenham as well. It's a real shame. RJ, you feel old right now. You just saw that Jonathan Edwards' triple jump record was 30 years ago. 30 years ago. That is crazy. That is crazy. John, sir, I know there's a title on the line on the final day, and then they make Real play before. Oh, it's the title game as well, or a game that impacts the title. That is shocking. Shocking. Hung them in, so you're allowed 5 max foreign players in the squad. Just make sure that they're all really tall Uruguayans. Perfect. Tassos Duvikas, count your days. That's the 5th open net he's missed this season. Oh, don't you say mean things about Duvikas. Quality player. Quality player. Right, okay, so we are pretty much ready to to pop on through to the game. So I'm going to click start. If you've got this open in a browser in another tab, pop on over now and you will see the countdown should already be underway. So Chileans love their under-21s a lot. We have to play the under-21s for like 70% of the team's game. I remember those rules. That's tricky. That is very, very tricky. Right, we're going to start Quaresma off the bat. I've confidently clicked that, thinking he was part of the Porto team, and now I'm starting to doubt myself because I've pressed that. Oh, that's too slow. So apparently Gary Cahill now played for Man United. Oh, that's frustrating. Oh, cancel the game. Cancel the game. I'm tilted. I'm tilted, I tell you. Oh, that's left me upset. Phil Babb, we're going to skip there. We've got Ruben Baraka, which we can play. Winston Bogard. He never played. He was still in the squad, I'm sure, once Mourinho was there at Chelsea. But I'm not going to play that one because I don't think he ever played a game under Mourinho. Whether they would have counted it or not, I'm not sure. Benatia was at Milan, wasn't he? Abate could have played for that one as well. We're going to skip on Abate. Yossi Benayoun. That's a skip. Nicola Amorusu. Amorusu was at Rangers, wasn't he? It's one for DM basis to potentially answer there. We've got Colaccini. He will be... Nope, that's not South America. That's North America. So we'll let that one. I still didn't look up Moussa Dembele. Somebody asked whether it's the Tottenham one. I think it's the Tottenham one. I just can't remember. But it's always the same Moussa Dembele that comes up. So one of these days, when I do eventually look it up, one of these days, at least it should be something to remember in perpetuity, right? Alton Top, I don't think he matches any of those, so we'll skip past that. Guillermo Amor, we're going to skip past there. Abiati, I don't feel good with. I do feel good about Bradley, though. That's a relatively easy one to play. Henning Berg. Gonna skip that one there. Julio Baptista. Don't think he matches any of those. Don't think Nicky Barmby won the Ballon d'Or, sadly. Did he ever end up in Scotland? He could have done. I'm not sure, though. Right, we can play Adebayor for Africa. Vitor Bayer was managed by Mourinho at Porto. Hugo Almeida. Not sure about there. Roberto Abondanzieri. It's going to be another skip. As is Stig Inga Bjornaby. Flavio Conceição. Another skip there. Aquilani, I don't think matches any of those. Yap Stam. Not feeling good on that one either. Nicola Berdiso. Not feeling good about that. Possibly a Copa America winner. Cambiasso. He was at Inter and Real Madrid. Yeah, I'm okay with that one. Beirami, we skip. Alex Fry. Kwadwo Asamoah. Muntari went somewhere crazy. He went to Inter, didn't he? He went to Inter, I remember. But Arta Boric. Skipping that. Oh yeah, this is Icons, isn't it? This is Icons. I forgot to mention that. I do apologise. Piszczek, we're going to skip on there. Mikel Arteta was at Rangers. That can we can run there. Claudio Bravo, let's say he won a Copa America. Felipe Luis, we're going to skip. Julio Cesar, we're going to skip. Brian Laudrup, we're going to skip. El Hadjouf, we're going to skip. Roberto Soldado is also going to be skipped. Luis Saha with Di Maria at Man United, maybe? Tim Howard for North American. Schweinsteiger. Did Schweinsteiger score in a World Cup final? Feels like a player who would have scored in a World Cup final, so I'm going with that. So Nicholas Anelka will skip. Ivanovic we're going to skip. Anderson. Chiellini. Di Natale. Did Shevchenko win a Ballon d'Or? Yeah, let's do it. So we've got Kerman, we've got Bierhoff, we've got R9, we've got was Paolo Rossi at Paris Saint-Germain at any point? Maybe. I don't think Mustafa Hadji was. So Ed Milson is going to be our final selection there. And that's going to look pretty damn painful. But sensational work from Grizzly P. Look at that. Another 15 out of 16. Bay Hudson. Brilliant work. In second there with 14 out of 16. Then we've got a tie between GNG and RJ. 39 points each. And then Johnson and DMB. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So Hungdamin shouldn't play this. You have negative icon knowledge. I mean, at least then you've got no expectations. Welcome in, by the way, Welsh Smithy. Your new PC unfortunately corrupted your save. Oh no, that's awful. Awful. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, my dude. The DM basis, that was better than you thought, but still not ideal. Fabulous work. Fabulous work. Joint fifth, sir. Rangers defender was Lorenzo Amoruso. Beautiful stuff. Coatiba reckons they only knew 10 players from that list. That's fair. If only he didn't punt on one of the Italians playing for Lazio. The next player after I did that turned out to be Yapstam. Isn't that always the way? Always the way. You take a risk, and then the next answer is one that was just a guaranteed answer in there. 36 and 39. What's happening? You're getting good. It's the RJ practice. It makes a difference. It makes a difference. Sensational stuff. Sensational stuff. Did Mehdi Benatia not play for AC? Okay. It was the wrong Amoruso, so that's fine. We knew the Gary Cahill one. I knew the Ed Milson one. I thought that Sahar might have been at United at the same time. I thought Benatia played for AC Milan. Schweinsteiger was a bit of a guess, so I can't complain about that too much. Right, let's head on over here. And we've got our away game against Frosinone. Iker Alvarez is coming in. We've got our away game against Barcelona, but it's on the Wednesday, so we've got like 3 days rest in between. So for this, let's give Osasuna another start. I've been really impressed with Pocho, Lucas Roman, but we're going to make that change. We're going to give Raskin a little bit of a rest for this one. HJ Bockus is back from injury, so we have a backup left back on the bench. And we bring in Hisuki. Yeah, we bring in Hisuki so that Rod is fresh for the Barcelona game. Arda Güler will be our captain. So Bay Hudson is Juve, Udinese and Roma for Benatia. I have no idea who. I feel like I've got this really clear image of him in the AC Milan kit. And like Juve have stripes, sure. Roma have red, but I wonder, I must be thinking of a player, just completely the wrong player. And we're going to tell them to relax. That seems to be our go-to in this save. I'm not going to say anything to these guys because we've got lots of positive reactions there. So let's leave that there. Oh, welcome in, Mad. How are you, sir? Lovely to see you, my dude. We were talking about you earlier. You are a true behemoth of the scene. A true behemoth of the scene with a very, very difficult name to spell, I may add. Now, if you guys aren't following the Mad Scientist, why on earth not? Is the obvious question that's got to come out from that more than anything else. The creator of phenomenal databases, but also the new host, creator, genesis of the Rewind the Game podcast, which I was very, very honoured to guest on this week. Go give him a follow if you're not following him already. An absolute star, wonderful creator, wonderful human being. So RJ, you like having Vita Bio when you have the UCL Europa League card? Isn't that nice? Quite a nice one indeed. DM bassist Mrs. Crodmo. I didn't even see Crodmo say goodbye. I evidently missed that. Oh wait, you said leaving after the 8-2 comments. I didn't see that. I mean, that's fair enough. Right, Anderlecht are now 3-0 up, thanks to Vashawan. Beautiful stuff. Work the Space won the league 7-4 on aggregate. Who was in the final, G Walker? Who made it through? I saw the Stan's reply to my tweet, which I think means he must have got knocked out. Did he beat... So did he get knocked out by Adler, or did he get through to the semi-finals? I saw Zealand was up like 3-0 over Zims quite early on in the quarterfinals. Here's Noama. Noama loses out to Barticciotto. A pizza pasta gathers. Like, here we go. Kari to Niama. It's a lovely ball for Osazuwa. It's a good chance. Osazuwa's taken a knock early on. What type of injury are we dealing with here? A potential knee injury, but he's able to play on. We've got lots of depth up front, but that to me means we can risk keeping him on the field until half time. Okay, Aragula loses out. Here's Barticciotto, the centre back. That is Barticciotto is the centre back, or is he the Argentinian striker? Right, Navarro, lovely cross. Nuama with the header. Oh, he should have scored that. Right, let's have a look. It is the Chilean striker either. Bruno Barticciotto is a player I looked at for Famalicão, interestingly enough. The Colwell ACL injury, yeah, we were talking about that a little bit earlier. St. Grizzly P, you're going to be half asleep from this point on. Good night in advance. Don't blame you. Another chance missed. Boo. The Meta won the online league. What a shock. That was Clates in the final. It's good that Clates got through to the final. He had such a phenomenal league phase. And the fact that he was still top, even Pavs did a brilliant job stepping in for him last week. But the fact that Clates was so dominant that someone else could step in and they just carried on. It's a shame that he couldn't win the whole thing. Congratulations, though, to Work the Space. The Meta was all... I mean, yeah, like, it was always going to be won by the Meta, just there are different flavours of Meta as well. So John C, you literally called it. You lost 1-0. Divacast missed another open goal and a penalty. Oh, no. It feels a little bit bad saying, oh no, and then celebrating us taking the lead. The opponent scores with their only shot of the game. It's typical, isn't it? Typical, Johnson. But it just means you've now got something to... You've got that part of the story, right? That part of the story, missing out on Europe on the final game of the season, which means you're now going to come back next season and absolutely destroy every single team. So it was so close up until the final 20 minutes. I take it that Clates went quite attacking. Like, you know, it's a cup competition, isn't it? There's no point in losing by just one goal. So you have to kind of attack for it and hope that you can get back into it. And that's going to open you up to be exploited on the counter. As Barticciotto, great save from Iker Alvarez. Alvarez earning his keep there. Good lad. Yeah, I can imagine that it was. What do you know what the scores were between them during the course of the season? Zealand got obliterated 7-1 in the semis. Oh my. I mean, there were some big score lines going on. Obviously, Stans destroyed Nick RTFM as well. That was a massive result in the first round. So Johnson, you can't complain knowing you took over when you were bottom. With just 12 games to go, but man, that hurts, especially in that fashion. Exactly, that pain, it's all worth it. It is all worth it. It's going to make next season so much sweeter. Right, Goran Kual now. Down on the right, plays it inside to Victor. Victor, across to Bertie. Here's Barticciotto. He's had a couple of decent chances so far. This one's a little bit too close to Iker Alvarez. And we're just going to remind the players to pay attention into the last few minutes of the half, because Inter are 5-0 up. If we drop points here, we are very much going to regret it. Right, Victor. Let's try to send it in. Well done, Monterisi. Good on you, lad. Now Benato plays it out wide, and we come away with it. So momentum, okay, it actually hasn't swung, though. We've still been the dominant team. They've just ended up having a couple of chances there. Let's try and up the intensity. Oh, we already play at high tempo in this, don't we? So we're going to say you're capable of better. Let's be more expressive. Osazu will now come off. And it's going to be Antipasta. And let's try him as an advance forward. Otherwise, I think we can keep these guys on. We'll do. I have faith. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. An early second goal would be very, very nice for us. Okay, 3-0 is better than 1-0. You feel a bit more confident for this round. I think you should feel pretty safe now, RJ, for sure. You didn't ever notice Bilbao got relegated for the first time in their history. Oh, that's quite incredible. Is it time to abandon ship at Celta Vigo already and go rescue Bilbao? Ika Alvarez, you have my name during your Spanish classes. You better play well. Fair enough. I thought Antipasta was going to somehow out-jump the goalkeeper. Wasn't to be. But an encouraging start to the second half. Another highlight, starting deep in Frosinone territory. Here's Kari. Plays it to Navarro. Navarro takes a shot. Okay. I was going to say that seems like a weird shot, but maybe the angle was a little bit better. It's a good block in the end from Kowal. Benato takes the corner into the far post. Antipasta, can he get to the second ball? He can't, but Bernie Arce collects it outside the box and nothing happens. Yeah, it's a good start to the second half. I think, though, we might need to shout something at the players. Try and get them worked up a little bit. All right, Monterisi. Into Kari. Kari to Arce. Benato out wide. Nuama now. We can do something magic, I'm sure. No, we can't. We just place the edge of the box. Here's Kari from distance. And Kari high and wide, sadly. Let's make some changes. And those changes are going to be partly with the Barcelona game in mind. So let's rest Navarro in this second half. And let's get Lucas Roman on for Nuama. So Bockers. No pressure. I didn't respond to that. Boo. It was worth a try. So Blue Lines, if a team lost 5-0 but had 30 shots and 80% possession compared to 5 shots, do you still refer to it as a battering? Oh, so it depends when the goals came in, right? Because if a team goes 5-0 up within like 10 minutes, they have no incentive to fight for the ball. They can just sit really, really deep, absorb, and not really worry. And so you would expect the opposition team to have a lot of the ball and potentially a lot of shots, but not necessarily much great quality opportunities. So yeah, I feel like there's a contextual level to it. Welcome in, Medical Car. Yes, we've just been talking about it. I did see you in Stan's stream a little bit earlier as well. I was rooting for him, but obviously we had this pre-planned. There we go, pot show. Beautiful stuff.
Turning Milanese got me turning Milanese when the score goes. Turning Milanese got me turning Milanese when the score goes. Turning Milanese got me turning Milanese when the score goes.
That's what we needed. We needed that goal. Make us feel comfortable going into the final few moments of this half. Benato with the corner. Antipasta can't get there. Bless him. He's been trying to win headers. He's like 6 foot. He's not bad in the air, but he's not one of our big boys. Right, here we go. Kual out on the right wing. Do Frosinone have a chance to rally late? Bockers can't make his tackle stick, and Kual comes away with it again. Here's Doumbia. Can he spread it out wide? There he can. Prince Anning on the left wing feeds Saba. Saba's shot never really going to cause us any danger. But yeah, I saw Stan's reply to my tweet, which meant that he must have got knocked out. Work the space, went on to win. Quite a tight game until the last 20 minutes, G Walker was saying. saying, yeah, I would have loved Clates to win the whole thing. He was just so good all the way through the tournament, as was Work the Space, to be fair. Pocho looking to make it 3, forces the save out of Sarah Fellini. And we're going to wait until the 75th minute before we make our final substitution, I think. A corner sent in, cleared away. Benato's just going to let that go out. So Sipanak, you're really excited for the championship season start this weekend. Birmingham Ipswich is an amazing, or has the potential to be an amazing first game for sure. Right, our last change is going to be. We'll make it straightforward. It's going to be attacking midfielder on for attacking midfielder. Try to see out the result. We'll drop the tempo. Do all those boring things. Johnson, if only you were back. I mean, it sounds like just the story of Bilbao being relegated for the first time certainly makes it fun. There we go, 3-0. Any questions about offside? None. So, John, so you say you're not sure which nations get the additional European squad. You should be able to work it out, I think. If you go, I'll show you in once the game's over. But if you go into the Europe page and look at club coefficients, you can kind of see what next year's total's going to be, which I think helps decide what changes there might be if there are any. Right, here's Kari. Game's over. Inter win 8-0. Sensational stuff from them. Solid result for us. It took us a while to get those goals in the second half to make it feel comfortable. We've still got a better goal difference than Inter despite their massive win. So Blue Lions, who won it, has worked the space. 7-4 apparently. Can we have an Iberian super team in the next league, or South American super team? Could be. Who knows? So, I mean, I strongly doubt I'm going to get invited back for the second season. I hope I do, and I hope that I'll be able to do it if I do. But I imagine they might want to have some of the big names. There's been talk of Angry Ginge. Obviously, Dr. Benji came in right at the end, so he might be considered as well. And I imagine there's people like Visa who was meant to take part. Right. So it is. Is it Nation Club coefficients? Yes. So Nation Club coefficients here should tell you 34, 35. As you get towards the end of the season, this will update with the coefficients. So you should be able to work out what it's going to be next season. And then you've kind of got the breakdown of how it generally works. Is it this one? And there's the coefficient place race here as well, for the ones that get the extra spot. Switzerland are in second here. What on earth? It's November. It's November. There's a whole load of the season here. But yeah, so you should be able to find that stuff out. 8-0 is a crazy result. A crazy result. Let's get our guys rested. Osazu is going to miss the Barcelona game. There's no surprises there. So Retro Gamer, amazing podcast. I'm glad you enjoyed it, my dude. Really enjoyed particularly how in depth you went on explaining why you chose them players. Love to hear about your stories. I really appreciate it. It was so fun. I'm so grateful for Mad for having me on, and hopefully it was something a little bit more it's not just about the best players, but about those stories and those connections and the reason why we love football, right? The reason we love football is those connections and those players, those cult heroes. So John's saying Bilbao could be fun to do just separately from the Journeyman. I think that's what makes it quite intriguing, because people often talk about Bilbao in terms of being a standalone save, right? Don't they? Because it's, you've got these very, very specific rules and it has its own challenge. No one ever does it as a Journeyman. I think that's what could make it quite fun, because that's not the idea of having to work with these challenges, but that you'll be moving on at some point. Real Madrid won the UCL. That's definitely got to help. How do you get to the Europe page? So click on the world icon at the top, and then it will already have it here. So you've got world, you just click on Europe, and then it's in the nations sub menu here. So RJ, you're falling asleep tomorrow, all day gardening. Have a nice dream. Thank you so much for dropping by, my dude. Thank you very much. Now I've had a considerably less tiring day than you. I certainly are starting to feel tired. Actually, I mean, yes, I've had 100%. I've had a less tiring day because you've been doing physical labour and that's exhausting. I had an appointment today in a town that I can only get to if I catch a bus at 9:30 this morning. The appointment, which meant I got into the town about 11:15 this morning. The appointment was at 2 o'clock. The appointment was 10 minutes long. And because of it was at 2 o'clock, it meant that when I on the journey back, I wasn't able to catch the bus home until 4:30. So I've spent all day for a 10-minute appointment, and just all the waiting around and being in limbo, so frustrating. It's so exhausting as well. I got back home, so 4:30 bus, got back into the village about 5:15. And just, so I am also equally looking forward to sleep tonight. Italy are going to get the extra place. Oh, that's a bugger. That's a bugger. So much Gamer, enjoying it, mate. Loved it. Fabulous. When are we getting you, or when is Mad getting you on the pod, Retro Gamer? That's got to be the next step. So 707 Dans, it's also in the Europe tab when you click World and click Europe on top. Yes, that's how. Oh, right. If you click, yeah, you can click that bit there and then go to the Nation Club stuff there as well. Thank you very much, 707. GNG, you knew Dion had broken his neck, didn't know of the overhead kick when he came back from it. So it was like his second game back. He didn't score on his first game back. But just to even try it, it's the definition of an absolute madman. What truly stupid thing to do. And you can only like stand back and admire in a weird kind of way. Right, so Skamaka likes big matches. Barcelona's got to count as a big match, right? Lucas Roman back in. Nico Raskin back in. Björn Rod back in. Noah Atabulu back in. Here we go. Away against Barcelona. Let's get ready for the audio. We go silent. We go calm. Oh, actually, they'll need to do the marking setting ups, actually. So I've gone a little bit early. Some premature muting. Let's say no pressure. I have faith. I have faith. I have faith. Tactics. Opposition. Gavi on the right. So that will be Raskin taking Gavi. That'll be Ars taking Pedri. That'll be Bonetto sitting on top of Prati. And now the moment. Right, that's far too much hair revealed. And there's going to be a highlight from the kickoff. This, I feel... I don't feel good about our chances, but here's Skamaka. Ref, that's a penalty. Penalty, ref. I mean, it wasn't a penalty, but, you know, we'll claim it anyway. Retro, you're only good enough to be his mod. It's only a matter of time. See, Mad is here. We've said it now. Come on, Mad. Come on, Mad. Not that I've already bullied you into changing the rules of one of your games. Now I'm trying to bully you into taking specific guests. Dion Dublin, Cambridge United legend. Exactly. Not just would he start as a centre-half, but then ended up finishing his career as a centre-half quite on far too many occasions, which was probably more of a reflection of our squad depth at the time, to be fair. So see, the legend is here. That Champs League music is your entrance. Exactly. And there we go. He's here to arrive for what could be potentially our first defeat in 12, 13 games. Bugger. Right, here comes Black, driving down the right, sends the cross in. Lamine Yamal wins a header over Pizza Pasta. Disgraceful. Lamine Yamal, look at the height difference between the two of them on there. 6'4" Pizza Pasta loses a header. Right, we're going to shout them. We're unhappy. We're unhappy with that for sure. Welcome in the Quaker Oats dude. How are you doing? What's the formation? I mean, it's just a 4-2-4, right? But with one of the attacking midfielders split out a little bit wider. Lamine Yamal looks to make it 2. Good save from Atabolo. Right, it is time to, in fact, go to a more traditional 4-2-4. A 4-4-2. We have the poacher central to keep them basically central. So that they fill that middle channel. Right, so we had you on Pedri, you on Gavi, you on Prati. Let's make those changes and see if we can wrest back a little bit of control. Barca not in a 4-3-3. Game's gone. They are in a 4-3-3, right? They are in a 4-3-3 semi. Let me get that up once this highlight's gone. Lamine Yamal, he's already terrorised us once. Finds ball down the edge of the area. It's a good block from Roman. Good job, Pocho. Skamaka trying to take on the man's. There we go. 4-3-3 from Barca. It's been all 29% of the ball so far. Oh, that is grim. It's an odd 4-2-4. I mean, so it's just you might call it the Brazilian box 4-2-2-2, but whichever way around, it's a mix between the box and the wider version. One, you've got the winger sitting out wide. The other one, you've got the attack midfielder tucked in, which creates space for the wing back getting forwards. Here we go. Here's Pocho into Bernatto. Bernatto, he's going to go it alone. He's going to send the cross in. The Gula's there at the far post. I mean, that would have only been fair. We could have had our own undersized player winning a header to get one back. Let me remember to put that back on. I forgot about the background music. Oh, we got close with the pressure. Pizza Pasta gets the clearance. Loses out. Lamine Yamal now doing defensive work. Esteval out on the right-hand side. Esteval loses out to Navarro. We play it back to Rod. I think if we come in at half-time at 1-0, we can probably feel quite fortunate. But maybe if we can come in at 1-1, that would be sensational. Because here's Arda Güler. He plays it inside to Raskin. Raskin goes down. The referee gives the penalty. We missed the last penalty. So 2 streams ago, we scored both our penalties. Last stream, we got a penalty in the first game. No, we got a penalty denied. So I think this means we miss penalty. It's going to be Arda Güler. And there we go. We had it. Arda Güler. We're gonna shout him. We're gonna tell him he's an idiot. Right, so Reg Grammar has a question though. In your opinion, what do you think the best skin for a retro database to make my save more retro? I don't think that any skin will make your I don't feel like a skin's going to make anything more or less retro. Obviously, as I play a very specific way, I'm naturally going to suggest the one that I made myself. That kind of comes there. But no, I mean, I will always advocate for something like Tato. I think it's really, really clean. It's just a fabulous skin all around. WTCS, fabulous piece of work. Fabulous piece of work. If you want something a little more stylistic, might be worth trying out something like Electric Panther. It's got a really, really clear vision that goes through. It's quite novel, quite refreshing. It's certainly got a little bit more of an 80s feel as well with its kind of neon colouring. So maybe that could do the job. Right, so Arda Güler and Pocho off. Arda Güler and Pocho off. Nuamo on the left. Green Curry up front. Or Green Curry out wide. Let's drop the tempo, try and get a bit more control, but be more expressive. And Scamacca's coming off. Scamacca's struggled. He's tried to carry the ball as a poacher, which I'm not so keen on. He's never going to dribble past Barcelona defenders. Like, as much as I love 35-year-old Scamacca, I don't think that's going to be his strong suit, bless him. So Apoyo, you see the face of one of the backs and my mind associates with a basketball player. Which player in particular? Tell you what, you signed the best header in the game, you think, for free. Awesome. Who's that? Is that a new gen or one of the regular players? Because if it's just a regular player and the answer isn't John de Cadiz, you're wrong. No, obviously it depends on game. The Champions League theme is showing a 4-5-1. My bad. Was it? Interesting. Interesting. Who's Estaval? Estaval, yeah, proper Chelsea Estaval. Arda, you idiot. Years at Real Madrid and for what? It's, I swear, it's, you know, there might be a certain element of, Bart Verbruggen got injured in the 40th minute. I missed that. So the penalty was saved by the substitute keeper. Lamine Yamal with another chance. We are going to shout at the team. We're not doing particularly well. What was I saying? I can't remember. I can't remember. Oh, well. Oh, welcome, Apoyo, over on Twitch now. How you doing, sir? Yeah, so DM Base's answer there. It's now 9:15. Right, Navarro off. Bocca's on. Let's... Wide midfielder, you. No. Oh, that injury to Osazua does make a difference there. So we're going to pop you on support. You're still going to overlap. Raskin now becomes another player pushing forwards. But it's not going to be Raskin. We don't have much of the ball. We haven't gained any more control with the change. So let's start to go a bit more direct. Let's forget about trying to control the ball in this game. And see if we can, you know, get something. I mean, it's amazing we're only 1-0 down, really. So it's 4:15 over in beautiful stuff. Here's Antipasta in behind. Good block in the end by Beraldo. Beraldo, a player that we sold to Barcelona. Where's Elena Kaner's not even on the bench for them. They signed Elena Kaner from us for 75 million euros and they don't even use him. We're going for Steve Hattrick incoming. We could only hope. So one of your players, the number 4, looks like Will Smith. Yeah, I could get that. I can get that. He's now got on the game engine. He's recently got a mohawk, so I have actually drawn a new one with a mohawk. I just didn't manage to get it uploaded in time. Right, here's Black with another cross. It's his cross that caused us problem in the first place. João Gomes to Yamal into the side netting. Let's demand more, and we've got a throw in deep in their half. Kari back to Boccas. Boccas to Bonato. Bonato to Kari. Eric clears it off the hands of Paulson. There's a bad pass. Party's able to come away with it. Here we go. Come on, Monterisi. It's a Dodgy pass. Esteval nips in. Esteval comes away with it. Lamine Yamal beats his man, cuts it back to Pedri. Pedri from the edge of the area. It's just over. It's just over. Oh. I was going to make some changes there, but now I've seen that actually there's 18 seconds left. Yeah, 1-0 defeat. Obviously, we're going to be frustrated that we missed that penalty, and that's going to feel like a missed opportunity. But realistically, Barcelona have been the much better team in this game. So there we go. I say that only 1.09 XG. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed, lads. So Retro, you're like that as well with memory. I think it's an age thing. Exactly. The amount of times I just forget stuff midway through the sentence. The mention of Chile made you remember Hanover legend Milko Albornoz. There's a throwback. So this is a Poyo who was talking to us over on YouTube, the one who gave the answers. Right, Pizza Pasta is looking tired now as well. But that's little for us to worry about because... Right, we're going to get these guys rested. Next game up is against Napoli. But my plan was to switch on over to a rematch for the last hour or so. I think as we've got an ad break coming up in a second, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to save Football Manager. I'm going to pop to the ad break. When we come back, I'm going to play a little bit of Rematch. So I will see you guys in about 3 minutes.
You are
Dad!
an ostrich. Well, your head must be in the sand.
Ah, damn, basis, you confused me right at the end there, because as I was setting everything up for Rematch, I then had to work out where I was able to switch over to the browser. DM basis, so we're deemed a mystery minigame, so we're going to play one round of bingo. It's just going to be regular bingo. If you guys haven't played bingo before, let me explain how it works. You head on over to that link that I've just popped in the chat, and it'll take you to a lobby. Once I click start the game, every single player gets a unique bingo card with 16 squares. Those squares will contain things like clubs, or competitions, or managers, or awards. We then all receive the same list of 60 players, one after the other. We get 10 seconds to decide whether they match the criteria on the bingo card. If they do, we click that square. Once you click on a square, it's locked in. You can't undo it. You can't put another player in there. If you don't think they match any of the criteria, you're just not sure, you can skip or just let the 10 seconds run out. The idea is by the end to hopefully have all 16 squares absolutely correct. And now I'm going to give about 90 seconds more for people to sign up into it. And that'll give me a chance to catch up with chat a little bit there. So, atomic version, you ask, why are AC Milan's in-game initials CAS? I haven't updated the name fix because it works in the most part. But I've noticed that with Champions League, it keeps the non-licensed versions of the names in the scoreboard. So for AC Milan, that is Casciavite. So that's why it appears in the scoreboard in Champions League games. John Doe, you ask, is the new skin with green colours, etc. available for purchase? So it's not available for purchase. However, the skin comes with a number of alternative colour schemes, and the FAQs tell you how to change those colour themes, of which there are a couple that have green in there. So the green and yellow that I've been using with the committee has been based on the Bafana scheme that is there with the package. Otherwise, you can find which colors of green you want and create it yourself. And the instructions for doing that are also in the FAQs there. Wait, are we playing Rematch? I missed that. We're going to switch over to Rematch for the last session of the day. Just a nice chance to chill. Basically, I quite like playing Rematch, but because when I'm not on stream, all I'm doing is doing work on content, the committee, the Moneyball clinics, and all that stuff. This is kind of my cheeky chance to play a little bit. Cool, so we're about to give it a start. So if you've signed on in, head on over to the browser tab and you will start to see a nice little countdown now coming underway. Right, let's see how we get on. Can we get a bingo to close out today's session? Let's have a look. And we're going to start with John Obi Mikel. That's a nice one to run off the top. I can say he is most definitely African. I feel confident with that one. We've got some Icelandic representation. Ooh, has he ever won the Golden Boot? I don't think so. He did play at Barcelona. Did he play at Milan? It's plausible he played at Milan. I feel like that could have been quite a good... Oh, that could have been interesting. Kleberson. I'm guessing that's going to be the one that was at United. But I probably shouldn't guess. I probably should wait out and see what the answers are. Let's do that one there. We're going to play this one here. Adam Hlozek. There's a name I haven't thought about. A football manager wonder kid, if ever there is one. But we're going to let that run past. We've got Kim Min Jae. So he was Napoli to Bayern, wasn't he? So I don't think he matches any of those. Simon Kjaer. Is that Milan? Don't know if he matches any of those though, unfortunately. Right, Zlatan. Zlatan has played for every single big club that has ever existed, so that's a nice and easy one to go with. Thomas Kuszczak. I don't think... Oh, Kuszczak. Surely... Oh, he might be born in the 80s, actually. I might have been a bit trigger happy there. Gonna regret that, aren't I? Right, World Cup winner there for Di Stefano. Gavi has been managed by Enrique Surely at Barca, right? Jose Maria Jimenez for Sao, is he? Yeah, he is, yeah. Ben Sabayini, I don't think matches any of those. Eva Banega went to Valencia. Where else did he go? Yuri Djorkaeff. Why isn't there a played with JJ Okocha option in there? Alexander Lacazette. I'm going to let that one go. Thomas Gravison, famously moved from Everton to Real Madrid. Toby Alderweireld. Going to skip on that one. Guardado. Where did Guardado go? Because he had a spell in a few European clubs, but none of them jump out at me. Did Belotti end up in Turkey on loan or anything? He feels like a player who could have done. Bartra probably played with Messi, but I'm not going to risk that. Hato's too young for any of those. Shinji Kagawa hasn't won the Golden Boot in the Premier League. Nicholas Anelka might have done. Was good at scoring goals, but I don't feel confident on that. Patrick Bamford we're going to skip past, as are we with Kevin Campbell. Gianluca Scamacca. Oh, I love Scamacca, apart from when he tries to take players on. Buendia has caps for Argentina, so surely he's played with Messi in those games. Helguera. Another Bolton player coming through there. Right, Zakaria. Zakaria is the kind of player that might have been signed by a Turkish team at some point. Declan Rice, John Barnes, Alessandro Buongiorno, Cavani. I'm not feeling that one. Puyol, Emerson Royale. I'm playing it. I'm not sure, but I'm playing it. Now we're just looking for Ballon d'Or and Premier League Golden Boot. Surely these are going to just be big names we're looking out for. Herrera, Luis Suarez for the Golden Boot. Alan Shearer would come up next, wouldn't he? I don't think Luis Suarez has won the Premier League Golden Boot, but I was like, there's only a few left. And I can't think of anyone that we've passed on that would have won it prior to that.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Pele was before the Ballon d'Or, so we are going for the last one for Ballon d'Or, and it's R9. Okay, that's not that bad, I suppose. So not good, but we have some fantastic scores in there. DM Basis says, that was fine. I think you did all right. Draw, sensational work as always. Draw just one off bingo. 45 out of 48 possible points, or 15 out of 16 correct. Johnson, strong second place there with 42. Then we've got Hung Min, another fantastic round from you, Hung Min. FMGNG joint with him with 13 out of 16. Then DMB, Bay Hudson in at joint 5th currently. Beautiful work. So Matraya says Suarez definitely has won the Golden Boot, and you are right indeed there as well. Thomas Kuszczak was not born in the 70s. Buongiorno did not play for Juventus. Di Stefano did not win a World Cup, and Emerson Royale has never played in Turkey. Hung Min, you misclicked something. I mean, you did very, very well though, one way or the other. Cool, marvelous stuff. We're about to, let's switch on over then. I need to pause this bit here, click on this one here. Oh, why is that not picking up? There we go. That's picked up on it. We've got ourselves in for a little bit of rematch. As I haven't played since last Wednesday. Well, no, I did play a little bit over the weekend. I've moved up a few divisions. So let's head on in. We'll start with a quick match, just to try and get a bit of rhythm in there. So so Kovacic and Ancelotti never overlapped at Real, didn't they, Johnson? That seemed like a fair guess. There was no need to just guess at that point. He was like the third player. I mean, yeah, but when you see one and you get that little mind worm, it's hard to get off it, right? Does Mano, welcome in. You arrived too late to join the bingo and embarrass myself again. We all embarrass ourselves. That's the joy of it, right? That's the joy of it. So Poyo, you've got remote work with duration of 3 months to the Chilean soccer coach who was working in a club in the first division of Indonesia. That's very cool. These connections, Apoyo. You're a superstar. Right, Johnson's off. No worries at all. Thank you very much for dropping by, my dude. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. So I've started to be a little bit more funky with my character design. Give myself some pigtails. Go a little bit old school. And we're going to watch this guy. And he comes off, so we'll pop on over. Oh, and it's almost 1-0 to the opposition straight off. Let's try and hold. There we go. And you send it across. Ah, bollocks. Oh, wow. That was pretty embarrassing. Let's say sorry. What on earth's going on? I pressed the header button, but I clearly wasn't in the right spot. To be fair, I don't normally play this down in small windowed mode. So maybe I'm getting thrown off a little by perspective. But, you know, I'm not normally good, but I'm certainly not normally this bad. Right, let's use a little bit of a boost, see if we can get ourselves in position. I'm going to say we got this. Tigger already decided to quit. He's had enough of playing with me being absolutely awful. The Emerson Royal was at Flamengo, but it's new for the database QQ. Yeah, so that's a little bit frustrating. I can get. So if they haven't played a game already, that's why I had doubts about the Winston Bogard one earlier. Let's get ourselves into position. And then let's run back. Yay, good save. I now have no stamina. Send that long. Boom! Assist! There you go. This is why I am the greatest scaler. I'm not. Hoofball is all that you need. Just spank it up there and let someone else do the magic. And we've only got... Oh, we've got a new player as well. That's nice. So we're going to drop back. Oh, nice. Well done, Messi. We will just stay back and defend. That's where my strengths lie, in not doing anything in the final third. Right, we've got 2 players to be worried about.
Thanks, mate. We got this.
Let's go. Now, I'm guessing LO5 has that before his name because he probably has a team that he plays with normally rather than solo stacking, even if he's stacking now. Let's pop on over as support on the edge. We've got a there we go. Nicely done. Beautiful stuff. What an assist here in basis. Exactly. I'm a star. I'm a star. Beautiful stuff. That goal was a lot better. That was like a proper assist. So, people mentioned earlier that we had the Birmingham Ipswich game starting tomorrow. What are people's predictions for the championship? Who do you think's going to make it up? Who do you think's possibly going to get relegated? Are Sheffield Wednesday in trouble? Can Birmingham City make it like back-to-back promotions with all their crazy money? Oh shit, here we go. This is where things go bad. Concentrate. Make ourselves in a decent position. Beautiful stuff. We'll send it out there. Mythomania's decided he doesn't want to do anything. Let's see where that is. Oh, boo. With the goalkeeping, a lot of it is, I know the shot's coming in. I've kind of got to guess because there's not enough time to react properly. And there's a regrettable decision. We can send it out wide. Oh, that was bad. We're going to send it across to Messi. A wise idea to avoid me. Let's run through. No. Oh, well. I'm now tired. There. 2-on-1 on the goalkeeper. Nice. Let's offer you the pass inside. Send it out to you. Right, there's no one back defending, so I will hide from the action like the coward that I am. And we will apologise for getting tackled. Right, we've got... There we go. Nice, calm defending. So we've got a player over on the left and on the right. The defender's coming back, so let's cover across. And that will happen.
My bad.
We're just trying to force them into the pass, right? Yay! 33 seconds left. There we go. So, Apoyo, nice game. Next month, you're going to try your luck with that game, Amigo Monster. Hope you don't fall asleep with your English. No need to apologise. Your English is considerably better than my Spanish. But yeah, this is one of the games that are just nice and chill, that's for sure. So G&G asks, did I watch any of the Brady Birmingham documentary? I've seen some of the highlights. I haven't watched it in full. I would like Brady to take some responsibility for the whole John Eustace situation. You just need to throw it to... There's 10 seconds left. Okay, you scored. That's fine. Hey, it's a good win. Yeah, I've seen some of the highlights. The whole blaming Rooney, then blaming the players, and the lack of self-reflection. Bit questionable. Dan Baser says Hibs are 2-0 up away against Partizan Belgrade. Awesome. Dundee are 2-2 against Rapid Vienna. Those could be some cracking results for Scott. They are indeed cracking results. Awesome stuff. I mean, how many Scottish teams in Europe would we get then? You haven't thought too much about the Championship? You reckon Ipswich will do all right? Norwich always tend to be okay enough. You'd have to favour the recently relegated sides. I mean, that's the thing, but there's always like one or two that surprise people in like really, really sucking. A little bit like, I don't think anyone expected Luton to have quite as bad a season as they did last year. So this is a dream life. We've got Romanians versus Vintage Greece. And now we're in the Caribbean. Yeah, there's a whole load of customization stuff with it that I find quite confusing, but it's quite cool. It makes it quite vibrant. The only thing I find is that, like, adjusting my eyes to, like, a light pitch and then a dark pitch and then things going on in the background, sometimes find a little bit confusing. Oh, bollocks. We're going to get the ball from kickoff. Let's see who's going to run. These guys are. Back to the keeper. Let you know that I have faith in you, and you're going to let me know that I am going to absolutely fuck it up.
Sorry.
Right, let's keep an eye on this guy here, eh? I want to be... Let's get that interception. Try and send that out wide over to you. And we connected. Beautiful stuff. Cross in. They're going to send it down the right here. No, he's back to the keeper. We'll just keep an eye on our man, eh? Lack of self-reflection from American. Well, I never. No comment. No comment. So there's currently 5. That's incredible. Like, that's the kind of stuff that we need to see from Scottish football. Like, if we can start seeing teams regularly in Europe, regularly progressing Scottish football. Obviously, we've got the big ambition of Hearts and Tony Bloom. We've got the impressive in moments elements of Aberdeen last season. It'd be really, really nice to see Scottish football, like, quite good once again. Right. See the return. We want to cut out the option here. And let someone get back. Beautiful stuff. We're going to get the ball here. We're going to send it over to you again. And that was bad. I have no stamina left. It's always nice to get people involved where we can.
My bad.
We got this. Oh, loads of players going towards the ball scares me. That's nice. Oh, no, it's not. And they can just have some fun on the side there. It's nice when people get to play together, eh? You know, just those few on the side, just kicking against the wall to one another. Ah, bugger. Ah, bugger indeed. There we go. So Rangers, Hibs and Dundee United, along with Celtic and Aberdeen. Awesome. So Apoyo, I can only imagine playing this game, relaxing my mind after hard work, after working in analysis about a rival team. That's what it's all about. It's just about being able to chill, isn't it? Right, there we go. Let's get this. Let's try and send it in. That was bad. Me saying that was bad is something I say quite a lot, you might notice. Let's come on over. He's going to... Wait. Good goalkeeping in the end. Send that to you. Once more over to Shim-Eng. I've got to stop running. I have no stamina. Oh, my tackle didn't do anything there. I may have mistimed it. I may have mistimed it, eh? Where's our goalkeeper? Where's our goalkeeper? What happened there? So I'm familiar of Yerba Mate. Okay, the goalkeeper was in the goal. Bless him. Bless him. Oh, is he just going? Yeah, they're tilted now. That's standard stuff. There you go. Oh, I'm so ass. There we go. Ah, oh, bless. Yeah, a point. It's it's reasonably good price. They've just released the first major patch, but I think it's always worth keeping an eye on. Unfortunately, my discount code is now no longer available. It was only until the end of July, I think. Send that back to you. Yeah, but it's a reasonably cheap game. I think around 20 quid. And even though I suck, I have a lot of fun with it. Welcome in, Brazilian, by the way. Lovely to see you, my dude. I hope you're doing well. How's everything going? What did you make of the final? What did you make of the league coming to its final conclusion? And there we go. That's game over. Mercy ruled indeed. Do I play Mini Royale? I'm not familiar with it, Apoyo. I'm not familiar, I'm afraid. I'm unfortunately Brazilian because I can't, like, tabbing out's really difficult with this game. Actually, no, I can do that now. There. I have no Crodmo. He got upset because we might have taken the mickey out of him losing games heavily. But we've got it there. Pop on over. There should be a lovely little shout out there for the wonderful, the truly amazing Brazilian Fury. Go give him a follow if you can. But absolutely worth it. A great creator, a great video maker, a great streamer. Got a lot of time for Brazilian Fury. So it felt kind of exciting at first, but then, you know, a British man won, it's a par for the course. I mean, because the British famously are always winning things in football. That's what they're known for doing constantly. But you did finally play your quarterfinals in the FM Show Cup. Still going. My word. Semi-finals, here we go. Congratulations, sir. Do you know who you've got in the semi-finals, or do you still need to wait for that to come through? I'm going to stick with my lovely little pigtails, I think, for another couple of games. Yeah, unlike the Brazilians, they never win anything. Exactly, DM Bassist. Exactly. I mean, there was a really strong American contingent in the final 8 as well. What, there were 5 Americans? Stan, Zealand, Adler, Nick, 4 Americans. 4. So there's a 50% chance as well for Yank success. Yeah, I didn't realise it was still going. G&G, quite a shock. There we go. Look at how the teams can create chances when I'm not on the outfield. Here we go. Panda's going to shoot from there, though. My bad. I suppose pandas aren't known for carrying the ball or doing anything of that sort, so that kind of makes sense. Now to panic. Now to panic. Yeah. Let's try and send that as long as I possibly can. Hate being marked. Here's Panda. Always good when you're the last defender to try and take it past your man. Always what you want to see. Here we go. There's War. Now you can take on your man. Good lad. Send it in. And now Panda. There we go. Is this going to be a chance? Oh. Oh, good save. Rude Mantras. Crosses it in. Raw at the far post. Nice. Nice. That's what we needed. That's what we needed. So they've been hoeing it up, thankfully, so we might see the last 2 quarters, semis, and the final played within the next week. Oh, awesome. Awesome. So I take it by that you are the first of the quarterfinals to complete, which I suppose would mean that you have absolutely no idea who you're likely to see in the next round. It's just... Right, we could do with some people defending. Or not. Here we go. Pouring forwards. Is Raw aware of his man? It doesn't matter. We're 2-0 up. Beautiful stuff. That's the second one. Your opponent in the semi-finals finished theirs first. Awesome. So who are you playing? Do you know who you're playing? So Apoyo, nearly 5 o'clock now. Now eating. Always feeling grateful with you stream. I appreciate it, Apoyo. What are you having for dinner? What's the dinner of choice? Right, they're going to send it forward to you. You're going to overcommit. That just went straight through me. I need to apologise for that. I am very, very frustrated. That just went straight through me. That's annoying. Like, I don't need help sucking. I suck at the best of times. He's just going to shoot. We got this.
Keepers. Keepers.
Come on, this has got to be 3-1. Take the chance. Or not. Let's get it clear. Oh, don't do that, you prick. I say you prick, but we've then gone and scored. Yeah, they're evidently quite capable. Welcome in, Kicker. How you doing, sir? How you doing? We're currently Diamond 1. I think we might be about 4 games away from Elite, which is crazy because I am truly awful. Truly, truly awful. Here we go, though. We need to mark the man and get it away. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. That was like proper defending. I almost did something good. Boom. That was me. I started that with some defending. Some actually competent defending. Never thought that would happen. Never thought that would happen. So, boy, you're going with sausage with mashed potato. Nice. You can't go wrong with that. I'm going to add some spicy things and soy sauce. Sounds like a fabulous, fabulous choice there, sire. I'm not even paying attention to where the ball is. Good defending by Panda. Beautiful stuff. So it's going to be orange and blue stew. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Right, here's Spartan to make it 5-1. Sadly, it's saved. If we score one more now, that's mercy rule. Here comes 4. Coming forward. Let them send it across. And dive the wrong way. Yeah! There we go. That's more like it. That's more like it. So how am I? I'm doing Go Kicker. How are you, sir? How are you? Lovely to see that. The G&G lost to Stu. There we go. Right, we're just going to launch it up to. Okay, we've already got someone holding out on that side, so we don't need to go there. You've got an easy pass in there. We got this. And so you're hard stuck in gold 1. Just keep losing and winning, not progressing. It's so annoying when you get to that point that, you know, you've got to like, oh no. We've got it. It's all good.
Thank you.
Yeah, when you get to those points where like you're just constantly moving forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. Like that seemed to be always happening. Actually, I think it was gold. Yeah, gold. I like would go from gold 1 down to gold 3, back up to gold 1, like almost yo-yoing. It was so frustrating for a while. Right, raw. We're just gonna switch over. You're going to do that. The goalkeeper's going to rush out like a madman. I'm going to come this side so you can pass. Oh. Right. We can just kill time. Like, killing time would be a preferable thing to do right now. He says as he gives the ball away straight away. There we go. And he's going to throw it straight. We will just send it long. I've got an option out wide. That's going there. He made me look like a tit, but we should be safe. There we go. We got the win. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. So hockey assist from Musterman. It's the most important. The most important, though. So, Io, you forgot to say where you put the Merkin. Gonna hit spicy in 2 times. Nice. Nice. With ball and without ball. Beautiful stuff. You're just needing to get lucky with teammates. The amount of times, like, last time I played, like, I'd have, like, 2 or 3 wins, and then we'd end up with a game where, like, 2 people just don't even play. They just quit. It's so frustrating. So frustrating at times. So what? We are 1, 2, 3. You get 20 points for a win. So we want... Why can't I do basic maths? We want 4 wins, and then we need to win 2 of the next 3. To get up to elite. Well, I definitely don't belong. I definitely don't belong whatsoever. Half your matches have 3 people cherry picking or just neglecting to pass. I mean, yeah, the cherry picking is wild, isn't it, Kicker? Absolutely wild. But that's quite. I mean, so I'm so bad at shooting because solo queuing, I don't get the opportunity to shoot. So I have no idea how to do it because the opportunities just aren't there. So instead, I come into the game and I get near a goal and I just panic like an idiot. Oh, goody, we start in goal. So you've already got a D ranking bot. Wow. And DM Basis, Joe off. No worries. Thank you so much, dude, for popping along tonight. Lovely to see you. Have a wonderful, wonderful, well, I was going to say evening / sleep. Right, here we go there. Oh, beautiful stuff. Right, are we going to have some options? I mean, essentially, they were all stood marked. So I was just like, fuck it, I put it in the corner for someone to chase down. Yes, I could probably be a lot more accurate, but if I chucked it down the middle, it would have been very, very easy for them to intercept. Well, that's my thinking, at least. But also, I don't want to carry it too far, because I'm too scared of being shit. That was a good pass, that one. But then, look, I've had some bad passes already, so I can't really criticise some bad control. Marvellous stuff. Always got to love the good job. The sarcastic comments from fuckers that don't defend. Here we go. Ball comes across. We've got to guess a dive. Ah, well. There's a shame. What do I drink in the cup? It's just Pepsi. Very, very boring. What?
Sorry. Square it, here.
He's going it on his own. And they're going to go back. So it's difficult for them to get in behind if you screen in front. With long balls anyway. So if we can stay in this spot. Oh. Pay attention. Nicely done. Now we've got players over. We'll rush out to the other side. They're not applying pressure to the... They weren't applying pressure to me when I was in goal. They're not applying pressure to them either. So I think it's going to be difficult to find pockets of space. Going to look to push up and then drop in. Then... Okay, weird stuff isn't just happening to me. That's fine. We are a little bit unfortunate in that regards. Boom. So if you're going to go in, we need to pop across. We're going to try and screen the option there and get rid.
To me.
Look, I do the same once I'm in front of goal. I'm just like, panic, shoot. But he really should have moved that across. Okay. Here, they should play that out wide. That's ours. And here they come forwards. We've got the guy over. So, we will... Oh no. Yeah, okay, somebody's covering the keeper. Beautiful stuff. For a moment I thought I just scored an own goal. I've scored far too many own goals, to be fair. There we go. That's the chance. That's the chance. Oh no. And there we go. There's the defeat. There's the defeat. It's a multiplayer game, yes, indeed, like Clubs Pro, but 5-a-side, exactly. Yeah, there we go, there we go. And because we've got our ad break coming up in a few seconds, that is going to be the last bit of action for today. So thank you very, very much, everyone who popped along. Really, really appreciate you guys. As always, you are absolute stars. We will be back. I say we. I will be back on Saturday evening, 7 p.m. British Summer Time. We'll be doing about 2.5 hours, 3 hours of AC Milan, and then we'll be switching over to the committee for a little bit of a review before next week's vote. So hopefully we will see you guys then. Okay, YouTube, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys first. Then on Twitch, we're going to raid out. So YouTube.